At Alderson Commercial Group, we know successful teams are built on trust, discipline, and culture. That's true on the football field, and it's true in construction. Right here in central Indiana, we're proud to build commercial spaces that serve our communities every single day. But what matters most is how we do it. We're proud to be a trusted construction partner of Roncalli. Alderson Commercial Group, building business from business.
Your Catholic printing partner is 4 Marks Printing, a one-stop shop for all your ministry needs. Whether you need custom apparel, mugs, stickers, lanyards, and other merchandise, you can count on 4 Marks Printing. Contact today at 4marksprinting.com.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of '99, and David Moran, class of '94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
The 10-time state champions live here. It's time for Royals football on the Roncalli Media Network. Now let's send it up to the booth with the voice of the Royals, Jimmy Cook.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Royals football on the Roncalli Media Network. Hi again, everybody. Jimmy Cook alongside Dan Lauk. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Friday night with us here on RMN. The 59th season of Roncalli Royals football begins this evening with a trip along I-69 taking us to Fort Wayne, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints host your Roncalli Royals. Of course, these two teams very familiar with each other. The fifth meeting all time between these storied programs. Series tied at 2 games apiece. But the ultimate bragging rights belong to the Saints of Bishop Dwenger, who bested the Royals in the 4A state title game back in November, 36-29, the final that came down to the very last play of the game. As I bring in my partner, Dan Lauk. Dan, we joked with some of the coaching staff now many months removed from that, but that's still a fresh wound, an extra chip of motivation, if you will, for the Royals. And as I joked with Coach Otley, at the pros, this would be ring night. Maybe not the case here at the high school level, but Royals are looking to play the role of spoiler tonight on the road.
Yeah, banner's going up, Jimmy, and no doubt about it. There's going to be some Roncalli players that have not so fond memories of what happened back on Thanksgiving weekend 2025, but so excited for this to be the matchup in week 1. I mean, if you want to cleanse your palate just a little bit to start the year, this is the way to do it. Go up against the team that beat you last, and Roncalli's feeling confident about the group they've got coming back. I'm sure Dwenger is as well. A lot of familiar faces on the rosters. We should be in for a good one.
Well, we want to remind you this is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offering. That's all can be found for you at indyfruit.com. And the title sponsor of the Roncalli Media Network is our friends at Alderson Commercial Group. We're going to step aside for the first time here on our pregame show. We come back, we'll have our pregame conversation with Royals head coach Sam Otley. He'll take us through many months removed from that loss to Dwenger, how he recovered from that, how he got his group ready all throughout the offseason, and ultimately how they're going to try to play the role of spoiler tonight in a matchup that, again, happened twice last year, a 3-0 defensive battle in the opener at Roncalli last season and a 36-29 shootout at Lucas back in November. I think most neutrals had hoped for an electric fireworks display like the one during Thanksgiving week. We'll see if we get that tonight as the Royals look to best the Saints. Pre-game conversation with Coach Otley around the corner on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
At Kids Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Welcome back on the Roncalli Royals pregame show. Royals opening things up tonight in Fort Wayne as they take on the Saints of Fort Wayne. Dwenger joining us as he does each and every game day. Royals head coach Sam Otley. Coach, appreciate you taking some time with us as always. I want to dive right into things. It's unique at the high school level, Coach. We don't do eggs and interviews. Usually it's end of season, and then that's the last we wind up hearing from you. Last time we talked was leading in to the state finals against Dwenger. The Saints wind up besting your group back in November, 36-29. The first time, in fact, in school history that you are playing an opponent that you lost to that far into the season. A rematch like this has never happened. So it's historical territory for certain. I'm sure that makes planning very unique. But to kind of put a bookend on 2025 and zoom into 2026, walk me through the last moments there, locker room wise at Lucas Oil to present day of what you focused on this offseason.
Yeah. And that's a good question. I mean, obviously, with the conclusion of last season, extremely proud of that group, and their fight, making it and competing in the state championship game. Obviously, 48 minutes goes by and you'd like to be state champs, but the reality is when you meet with that group, and both teams had seniors graduate, they had solid senior classes, but then also some young guys waiting for their opportunity to play, and that really set the tone for once that game ended, when we rolled December, January through the summer. Is this new group, this incoming senior class, what an awesome group they've been. Tremendous leaders, tremendous, capacity to go out and compete all summer long, and, the desire to get better. What happened in over Thanksgiving, it is motivation. It fuels where they are and where they need to get to, and no doubt that group has high expectations for themselves, and we finally get to roll into week one and go put it on the field.
Looking at this year's roster, at minimum, 3 starting offensive linemen back in the saddle for you. You have as well a Thunder and Lightning tandem in the backfield of Alex Jarvis and Luke Rader. Jarvis being a key playmaker a year ago. Rader, of course, a valuable contributor as well. And there was a lot of pieces to that offense, but starting with that piece, so much of Roncalli's identity being beating teams in a submission on the ground, it's got to get you hyped up as a coach to have boys in the trenches and your backfield returning and back within your arsenal of weapons.
Yeah, definitely. And just being able to be multiple across the offense. We've got a veteran offensive line. We've got guys coming back that played a lot of varsity minutes. They've worked hard, big, strong, physical guys that want to get after it. And that really is the same thing for that skill group, just dynamic athletes, who can, again, block on the perimeter, make explosive plays out in space, and then work in between the tackles. So, it's exciting. The groups, they've worked hard. They understand, they're going to be asked to do a lot of different things. And, we talk offensive philosophy over the years. It's, being balanced in the sense we have to be able to do the things that are going to allow us to win on Friday, whether that's running the ball 50 times or throwing the ball 50 times. And we got to be prepared to do that. And this is a group that I know is prepared to do just that.
Would you say this is the most experienced trench warfare on the offensive line, the most experienced group you've had come back for you in this year 3?
It has, yep. Just looking at the amount of guys coming back that have played varsity minutes, and then they've done a good job. They've moved around and they've played a lot. Offensively at multiple positions, and in finding what's going to work best for the group that we have this year. And they've done a really good job, and they've gotten better each week. And again, it's going to be one of those things. We're going to continue to do that. We know after the scrimmage, this group, again, going to be tested over and over again, and the expectations are high. So, again, just excited for week one so we can, go out and hit somebody else and again, be presented with problems we haven't had to solve yet, so we can identify what they are and go attack them. And I know this group's excited to go make their mark.
A year ago at this time, when this matchup with Dwenger is on the schedule, the talk within the media room, within the press box, within the community afterwards is, man, the only time you see that group again is probably in the state finals, and I guess we'll see what happens. Sure enough, you do wind up meeting them again, but that's more fate than anything you could have controlled outside of the games that you played. But it is interesting when you play an opponent out of the gate knowing that only time we're going to see you again in all likelihood is bookending the season. Looking back, what did that first matchup do, if anything, to kind of give you a taste for them the second go around? And how, if at all, do you feel things out in this new season, knowing that, hey, maybe there is a chance you see these guys again down the line?
Yeah, week 1 and week 15, it's a story of an entire season of two different football teams. Like week 1, and you can ask Coach, up at Dwenger, you got a lot of respect for him and his program, and we have those conversations. What you learn from week 1 to week 15, how your team adapts, how the leaders, take it the direction that they needed to go. I mean, there's so many lessons learned, so many improvements, and you saw that. I think week 1 for both of us was a wake-up call in the sense of, hey, what it is that we need to do better, how we're going to attack it, how we're going to put it into play each week. And again, a good football team is going to be able to do that and get better each week and continue to play. And, talking to Coach, I said, hope to see you again. And again, we got the opportunity to, and obviously, didn't put enough points on the board, and, that they ended up getting us in that last one. But again, it's one of those things where, you learn a ton about your football team as you go. You got to be able to adapt and get better. And I know, this week 1, take what you learned into the week 1 from last year, and it's, let it rip, be aggressive, trust your guys and put them in positions that can be successful.
Walk me through the quarterback room for a second. Colin Ash departs, as fascinating a quarterback study as you could make the case Roncalli's ever had. There were moments when he was coming up the ranks where you question size, you question fit, you never question heart, you never question tenacity, and then everything else grew with him, and he makes a remarkable path for himself as a Roncalli quarterback, takes you all the way to a state final. Enter now Staley and Burton in the offseason in that quarterback competition. Staley gets the nod. Staley gets the start. Burton, obviously a talented upperclassman now in his own right. Walk me through the summer of mapping that out. Was it always Staley? Was this a journey for both quarterbacks? And ultimately, how has the team gotten behind Staley?
Yeah, great summer for both of those guys, just in their development as football players and as quarterbacks. I mean, we make the point to the guys when we start. It's like, we're right now, day 1 of summer, you're a football player. There are no positions at this point, and they got to earn everything that they get. And those two have done a great job. And it's been a quarterback competition this whole time. Both of them talented athletes. Both of them have, their strengths, their weaknesses, whatever it may be, but they do a great job of pushing one another and making each other better. And that's a great thing as a coach to see your quarterback competition making the two better. Again, eliminating that idea that, we've got a starter and there's complacency. Now there's always somebody there pushing you to get you better. And that just bleeds into the entire team. The foundation of our practices is they're fast paced, they're competitive, and we're going to get after it. And those two have done a good job of leading by example the whole summer, and then especially going into week 1.
What does Staley do for this offense? You mentioned the versatility on all fronts. Clearly, this is a team that can run the ball effectively on paper going in. That's going to be a thought. We talked about it earlier. That's always a Roncalli identity. But what does Staley do for you offensively to open up the playbook and keep defenses honest?
Yeah, just as a pocket passer, he presents some things that we're able to do. Obviously we talk about Colin and his contributions as a dynamic runner and being explosive with, in the option game. And, hey, they take the dive man, he's the keep and he's gone. Colin, again, showing in the scrimmage, he's got the ability to do that. But there's some things that we can do as well in the pocket and pushing the ball down the field and towards the sidelines. And, things that we're excited to go put out on the field. So, again, the foundations are there. A quarterback has to be able to do the fundamentals. You got to be able to take care of the football, make good decisions. But, again, he plays confident, and he knows where the ball needs to be, and we're going to trust him to get it there. And, again, he's done a great job all summer. So, we're just excited, again, for Friday to go out and play a good football team and again, just be aggressive and go score points and move the football and, again, start the year off strong.
A lot of fresh faces defensively, but some familiar names as well. How helpful is it as a defensive staff to have, though, a safety like Will Hegwood coming back for this group?
It's a big deal. I mean, the continuity within the defense, just, rolling into year 3, with just the culture and the attitude of the players and the way that we prepare and what's expected from them, from, off-season conditioning to strength training in the weight room to conditioning in the summer, and then position coaches returning, having a relationship with the players and understanding how we work well with one another. It's just everything starts to become more efficient. So when you talk about just, what the defense has been able to do, this summer, it's awesome, especially having returning guys like Will back there to lead the group up and again, put some expectations on the group. We've got guys coming back that can play some football. So again, they know what needs to be done out there, and Will's a great leader. Again, a returning multiple-year starter, a lot of Friday night minutes, just understands what it takes to be successful. And he's done a great job of leading the guys up on defense by example.
You obviously want a balanced attack, but where would you say the identity is of this defense going into week 1? Is it ball hawking? Is it getting after the quarterback? Is it dominating in the trenches? Where's the biggest identity strength for this group to start the season?
11 hats to the football. And again, that's going to be something that you and I talk about and we're going to keep an eye on every single week is 11 guys and just foundation. Roncalli defense is get lined up fast, trust your read, see what happens, make the read quick, fly to the football. 11 hats to the football. And again, it's just, violence in the way that they tackle, trusting the guy behind them, knowing everybody's going to do their job. And again, just playing sound, fundamental, fly to the football, Roncalli defense. And it's a fun group to watch. Over the summer, working with the offense, they make some plays and they're there, and that's, hey, we got to get better on offense. But man, I tell you what, it is fun to watch Roncalli defense when they're flying around.
Coach, last question for you, and it kind of leads into that. You're right. When the Royals are flying over the field defensively, it's as good a sight as any in the state. We joked about the first matchup against Dwenger last year, 3-0, wondering, man, either these are two great defenses or these offenses have to have a lot of work cut out for them. You mentioned how different 14 weeks can be for one unit, but I don't think anybody saw 36-29 being the score that would pop up at Lucas. Different environment, different energy. I understand all that. That's a long-winded way of me asking, though, a lot of those offensive weapons, not all, but a lot of those offensive weapons gone for the Saints this season. It's now Tommy Kaufman, their starting quarterback. Last question for you. Biggest key / what jumps out on paper from the Saints, this version of them in 2026?
Yeah, they're a sound, well-coached football team. And again, they've got a football tradition that those kids believe in, and they, they take a lot of pride in it. They're well-coached. So when you look at the 3 phases of the game, you're going to get a team that executes those at a high level. Obviously special teams, they're going to be squared away there. Defensively, guys that are coming back, it'd be the same scenario if you asked, an up-and-coming Roncalli football player who's finally got his chance to start on Friday night. You're going to play with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to try to make a name for themselves. And their defense, again, watching them on film from the scrimmage is, again, linebacking core that flies to the football, secondary that covers well, and a defensive line that does a good job, holding their gaps and playing at the line of scrimmage. So, again, offensively, we got to execute. We got to play physical, and we got to do that for 48 minutes. And then offensively, they've got the ability to get the ball to a lot of different places. So, again, defense, eyes in the right place, get lined up quick, identify what's going on, and when you get an opportunity to tackle them. And that's really, that's really going to be the story for the year. We play a lot of good football teams, so we've got to be sound, we got to be physical, and we got to do it over and over and over again. And again, that's true for Dwenger, just like it will be for the rest of the road.
If this was the pros, this would be ring ceremony night. Any extra chip on the fact of kind of spoiling that for the Saints?
Yeah, the boys are ready. I tell you what, they're ready to go. You don't have to tell me or any of them what what is this week 1 football game. So I know, again, just since January, we've been in the weight room. They've been ready to go. So I'm excited. I know they are. Can't wait to get them up to Fort Wayne, take the field, and get after it for 48 minutes.
That is Royals head coach Sam Otley. Royals and the Saints kicking off the 2026 season of Roncalli Royals football. We'll be back with Dan's keys to the game after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Score big on your next sports card find? Head to Hoosier Heat Sports Cards, your home for cards, collectibles, and all things sports. And now, every Roncalli ticket comes with a little extra heat. Check the back of your ticket for a $5 off $20 coupon to Hoosier Heat Sports Cards. So grab your ticket, catch the game, and then cash in on your next great find. Find out more at Hoosier-Heat.com. Hoosier Heat Sports Cards. Collect the moments, own the memories.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
It's time for the keys to victory. Brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities.
Need the job done right? Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
It's time for starting lineups. Brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. First, your Roncalli Royals.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Dan Lauk. Let's now take a look at our keys to victory here on the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. That's brought to you by Kids Abilities, No Limits, Only Possibilities, pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21, going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential. KidsAbilitiesIndiana.com. Dan, keys to this state finals rematch.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, I think, there's a lot of familiar faces coming back, which I hit on a little bit in the pregame, but anytime you enter week one, especially against a quality opponent like the defending champion Bishop Dwenger Saints, it takes a little feeling out. Now, I don't think it's going to be like we saw last week in week one with a 3-0 victory for Roncalli, where both teams were really struggling to move the football. Roncalli now knows their identity, and they really settled in offensively to that triple option, spread triple option scheme that Coach Otley loves and really found a lot of success out of it. Dwenger, same thing. They started to figure out their offense halfway through the year. So I think tonight, I've got my eyes on the number 8s for both teams, okay? First off, number 8 for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, that's Tommy Kaufman. He's replacing Henry Jordan at the quarterback position. I want to see what he can do because Henry Jordan had a phenomenal state finals game against Roncalli. And then on the Roncalli side, Caleb Maurer. All I've heard all summer is that they've got a playmaker in number 8, Caleb Maurer, and I'm excited to see what he can do. And then, offensively, defensively, a lot of returning starters for this Roncalli defense. You look across the linebacker front, a lot of experience there. So we do have a freshman starting center, which I believe, Jimmy, I'm just pulling this off the top of my head. I don't think that's ever happened in Roncalli program history, having a starting center week one. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does, see if he can shake off the nerves early. I know they feel really highly about him, but in the Cherry kid at center. But I think, again, it's going to be a lot of feeling each other out this first quarter, but I expect higher scoring than 3-0 that we saw last year.
Tonight's Coin Toss brought to you by the Coin Index across from the Greenwood Park Mall. You can count on the Coin Index for all your coin and precious metal needs. They buy, sell, and appraise online at thecoinindex.com. The Saints won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Royals will start with the football. This from Kyle Nettenrep as well as our very own Rob Brown. So go after them if this is inaccurate. First time in recorded history that the IHSAA has featured a matchup that had two state finalists meet in the following season to open their years. So we've never had a week one showdown between state finalists in the state's history across all classes. We have it tonight as the Royals battle the Saints. And those starting lineups as well are brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 41 union contractor, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit. Shout out to Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran, proud to serve you. Kickoff brought to you by Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics. Your inner confidence starts with a healthy smile. That starts at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, braces, Invisalign, children, adults, 8 central Indiana locations, including Stop 11 in Greenwood. It will be for the Royals. Back deep to receive, Alex Jarvis and Will Hegwood. It will go all the way in the end zone for a touchback off of the leg of Eric Hudson, and we'll get a look at the first time in his Roncalli career as a starter, Callan Staley, the senior, along with Alex Jarvis and Luke Rader, that kind of punch that are accompanied by a fierce returning offensive line, Dan.
And a big offensive line, Jimmy. I mean, we already mentioned the freshman and Gavin Cherry, but also, Luke Schott, that left guard position, another youngster, just a sophomore, but already racking up the Division I offers. He's a big kid at 6'7", 295 pounds.
Again, I want to thank you as well for joining us today during our Indianapolis Fruit pregame show as we get you to live action. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 off the touchback. Ball on the far hash, 2 wide receivers out to the right, none to the left. The tailback is Jarvis. Out of the gun is Staley.
Straight into that unbalanced formation, Jimmy, right off the bat.
The senior with those, you mentioned, 2 extra men to the right side with the unbalanced look. He takes the snap. It's a handoff to Jarvis, who bounces off one tackler and picks up about 5. That was what got him playing time all of last year, that bowling ball-like running ability for Jarvis, and he picks up 5 there, Dan.
I don't think yards after contact are tracked at the high school level, but if they were, I would imagine that Jarvis is the state leader, and you saw it there. Like Roncalli coming out unbalanced immediately, just to see how that Dwenger defense adjusts, that affects your play calling the rest of the drive here.
We will call it a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 from the Roncalli 26. 4 to the right side in the unbalanced look, none to the left, as once again Staley's in the gun with Jarvis. It's an option look. Staley keeps himself, cuts upfield, has the first down and more, spinning all the way to the 35-yard line. Move those chains for the Royals, and Staley showing the senior can do it with his legs.
And again, that was what Colin Ash last year was so good at, just making that read quick, understanding if it's there, go ahead and tuck it and run, exactly what Staley did there. And Staley's a kid to watch, man. He's just sat back and waited his turn. He's getting it tonight. Good to see him have the confidence there to pull it down and pick up the first down for the Royals.
2 wide receivers to the right, make it 3 to the right, and 1 in the slot to the left as Jarvis is in the gun, or excuse me, Jarvis is behind Staley, who's in the gun. Now the motion a wide receiver in Carroll, so 2 to the right and 1 to the left on this 1st and 10 from the 35. Play action look. Staley going to air it out deep downfield, has a man with space. It's Dillon, a lot of contact. They'll throw the flag. Pass interference on the Saints. A deep shot pays dividends for the Royals as they'll move it up 15.
And I love the play call there, Jimmy. You pound it on the ground 2 plays in a row, pick up the first down. You start to get the Dwenger defense, creeping up to the line of scrimmage. Mikey Dillon doing a great job getting behind the defender, and a really nice ball by Callan Staley there to give his receiver a chance. But more importantly, Mikey Dillon's behind the defense. That's a really tough play to make as a defender, and he's able to draw the flag there for the PI.
You've always loved the honest launch after a couple run plays mixed in there.
Absolutely. I mean, now if you're a Dwenger defense and the defensive coordinator, you don't know. Now that you can see that Callan Staley can throw it 40 yards downfield on the spot, it makes you start to think.
Royals into Saints territory for the first time tonight. Ball in the Saints 49. A wide receiver on either side in the gun with Staley. Jarvis to his left hip on the near hash. It's a direct snap over to Jarvis. He'll get nothing and then fight forward for an extra 2. We'll call it a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 on the left side.
And so far, Roncalli, Coach Otley switching up the formations. That time it's a balanced wing formation. 2 wide receiver left, wide receiver right, and then the double wings. Just, again, trying to get a feel for how this Dwenger defense is going to line up against the Roncalli offense.
Call it a gain of 2 on the Saints 47. 3 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd and 8, ball far hash. Jarvis the tailback to the right of Staley. Now they send him out in motion for a screen. He fakes it. Staley going to call his own number. Makes one man miss and fights forward for a minimal gain. Call it a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and medium for the Royals right at midfield.
And again, Coach Otley just trying to figure out how this defense is going to adjust. That time Roncalli sends the exit motion, the running back directly out in motion to the far side of the field, just again to see how that defense will adjust. And a good decision there by Callan Staley. The screen wasn't there. He just tucked it and picked up what he could.
Make it 3rd and 6 for Roncalli. First true test for Callan Staley in his first game as a varsity starting quarterback. 2 wide receivers to the left, shallow side on the far side of the field. 1 to the right, ball far hash. Staley with Jarvis to his right. 2-step drop. Pressure comes. Throws in the flat. Wide open catch is made by Luke Rader. He's up down the sideline to the 25-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds actually at the 27. But, boy, that floated for a second. Looked like Jarvis or Rader was going to lose it in the sun. Cool hand Luke corrals it. It's a first down for the Royals.
And Luke Rader is going to be his safety valve all year, just like he was last year. He's sure-handed, was wide open there in the flat, but Callan Staley had a defender in his face, actually caught the defender with his hand on the follow-through, and it had to go out for this play, Jimmy.
So that'll bring out Dane Burton, the junior, and if this is just a one player, even though Dane has capability, you would imagine this is a handoff to Jarvis on 1st and 10. Indeed it is. Jarvis makes a man miss. Stutter step, still dragging defenders all the way to the 18-yard line. Make it the 17. He's going to be close to a first down. That was 1st and 10 from the 26. He's all the way down to the 19, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
Am I allowed to change a kid's name live on air?
I think so.
That's Tank Jarvis, man. That kid is a tank. Tank Jarvis, man. Nothing going, and he ends up picking up 8.
I think easiest way is just put the quotes in the middle. I think that's the wrestling moniker there for you. But either
no,
way,
it's legally changed.
Call
Tank Jarvis.
It's 2nd and 2 from the 18. A wide receiver on either side. Ball near hash. Handoff to Jarvis. He is trying to find something, and he can't break the second tackle. Let's see where that goes. A couple of different Saints were there. It's going to be Jordan Fabian, the middle linebacker, for the tackle for loss. Call it 3rd and about 4.
And some nice pressure up the middle there from Dwenger. You remember last year they had such a stingy defense, returning a lot of guys this year, and they're big up front. So Roncalli's going to have their handful up front. We talked about the size of Roncalli, but a lot of inexperience, especially at some key positions.
Royals break the huddle with 19 on the play clock. 3rd and 5 from the Saints' 21, opening drive of this 2026 campaign. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball basically middle of the field near that near hash. Staley sends a man in motion. We're going to get a false start from the Royals. I don't know who it's going to go on. We'll wait for confirmation on it, but it'll make this 3rd down a bit more difficult. That's always your preaching moment at this level, Dan. You don't want to be behind the sticks.
Yeah, and that one was on the freshman center who we talked about pregame, Gavin Cherry. Just got a little bit antsy. Roncalli ran the exit motion, so he's just got to hold his water for just a split second longer there. Got a little antsy with the snap. Moved the football a little bit. Back judge is going to catch that every time.
3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right on what is now a 3rd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Jarvis, the tailback, to the left side of Staley. He sends him in motion out for a screen.
They did it
motion again, and Dan says it's once again on Cherry. See if that's the call. It is. False start, and now all of a sudden you're making a big ask of this group on 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and you can see Dwenger's moving around a lot up front, which makes sense. A lot of times when teams get into these 3rd and long, obvious passing down situations, they want to get exotic. They don't want your offensive line to know where they're coming from. And again, Roncalli runs that exit motion, and Gavin just gets a little antsy, moves the football too early.
2 crucial penalties for 10 yards against the Royals on this opening drive. Now 3rd and 15 from the Saints' 31. 2 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Again, some movement going on the line this time for the Saints. They'll shift out Raider. Staley steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it alive, bounce outside, still on his feet. Now he's got to run, and he's clobbered at the 25-yard line. Staley was dancing around trying to find something open. Nobody was there. He'll get a yard maybe, get most of the second dose of penalty yardage back, but it's still going to be about 4th and 10 and decision time for Roncalli.
Yeah, good. Nothing was open there, so a good job by Staley to pick up what he could, but a nice open field tackle there by number 10, Logan Parrish, for the Saints. And a tough position here for Roncalli.
Well, new kicker's Devin Dirtschultz, the sophomore. He has no varsity experience to this point, and you'd be asking quite a bit from him here.
Yeah, you'd be talking about a 44-yard field goal.
So the Royals are going to keep the offense out there and hope for the best. 4th and 10 from the Saints' 26. A wide receiver on either side. Ball far hash. They send a man in motion. It's Raider. Staley, 2-step drop, looking right the whole way. He rolls right, pointing to his receivers, asking for some motion. Throws over the middle in coverage. Picked off at the 2-yard line, and they call him down. Let's see if that's – I don't think it's a touchback, Dan, as he came out to get the football.
Yeah.
So the Saints going to have it at the 2. Cooper Campbell on the pick. Throwing in a double coverage. Staley had no choice but to just make a play. But fortunately for the Royals, Campbell, the senior, so excited for the INT, came out and downed himself at the 2. And, boy, this has all the air markers of the defensive wash that we saw in the opener last year, as the Saints going to have to go 98 yards.
Yeah, a good opening series there from Roncalli. You take out the penalties, they were really moving the ball effectively, but that is the best possible outcome. Outside of Roncalli picking up the 1st down, it at least pins Dwenger back deep in their own territory.
Marion University scoreboard has us scoreless, 6:16 to play in this first quarter. A wide receiver on either side. Standing in the end zone is Tommy Kaufman. It's his first year as the starter for the Saints. He claps once, takes a direct snap. Kaufman trying to bounce outside. He'll fight forward for a gain of 4, maybe 5. That'll give some cushion to the Saints, 2nd and medium.
Yeah, just a quarterback power there. That was a designed run to the right side, tried to get as many bodies to the perimeter as they possibly could. Roncalli's linebackers did a good job scraping off tackles there, but enough momentum and enough body power from the Dwenger front to push that forward for 5.
Call it 2nd and 5 from their own 8-yard line. Roncalli Royals football here on the Alderson Commercial Group Media Network. On this 2nd and 5, a wide receiver to the left, 3 stacked against the line to the right side. Ball in the middle of the hashes. Kaufman takes the snap. He is pressured. He rolls. He is sacked or tackled for a loss. Let's see if they gain anything on there.
No gain on that play. Kaufman goes down on the bootleg, booting to his left, and nobody there for Kaufman, bringing up 3rd.
And they'll wind up with that as a no gain on the play as Kaufman's able to get back to the line. So it's 3rd and 5.
It was a good job there by Jackson Lawson, the outside linebacker. Got caught inside, but ended up chasing him down for a shoestring tackle.
So 3 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Kaufman on this 3rd down from his own 8. He has a tailback to the right side in Campbell. Kaufman claps once, takes the snap, quick screen. It's caught right side, and he's going to contort his body and pick up the first down. Still bodies in front to the 30, 35-40, in space to the 45, midfield 45-40, 35-30, and he's finally brought down with a shoulder truck of Will Hegwood. That's going to be a gain of almost 62 yards, they'll call it. And that'll put the Saints deep in Roncalli territory on a broken third down screen.
And a well-designed play there, just a swing pass to the perimeter, and the Dwenger receivers doing a great job locking up with their defenders. That was going to be an easy first down, but Roncalli missed a few tackles to let that break deep.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the Roncalli 29 for the Saints. 4:24 to play in this first quarter on the Marian University scoreboard. Saints driving after the 62-yard screen gain. A wide receiver on either side to Kaufman. Ball near hash. The Royals adjust their defensive look as Jackson Lawson shouts out directions to his teammates.
Got one-on-one up top. It looks like Dwenger's going to want to take advantage of that.
Kaufman with 15 on the play clock. Looks to the left, looks to the right, now claps and gets the snap. Pressure comes. Kaufman rolls out, and he'll just throw it away into the cheap seats. That'll be 2nd and 10. Savvy move there by the senior, as he just throws it away with pressure coming down his neck.
And good disguise there by Roncalli. It looked like Jackson Lawson was up on the line of scrimmage like he was going to pressure, force the young quarterback to audible to try to take advantage of the one-on-one on the outside. But right before the snap, Lawson backed off of it. They were able to double cover that single receiver up top, forced the throwaway.
3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left on this 2nd and 10 from the Roncalli 29. Saints have it and driving. Hoffman on the near hash. As Campbell is his tailback. 2-step drop, no pressure. Now it starts to come. Kaufman fakes, steps up, goes to run, and he's had the ball, you could best be described as the Aladdin run, just holding out there like a loaf of bread, asking for it to be taken away. It is not, but he is tackled all the same after a minimal gain. Merrick's up 3rd and 5.
And a good job again by the back end of this Roncalli defense to mix up the look. And the young quarterback Kaufman isn't sure what he's seeing pre-snap. Roncalli's doing a good job disguising their coverage. A little bit sloppy on the pass rush. Had a couple guys there in the C-gap. Need to be sure that you are playing your position and maintaining your leverage.
2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball basically middle of the hash marks on this 3rd and 5 from the Roncalli 25. Kaufman in the gun. Takes the snap. He'll be a direct run. Calls zone number. Cuts up field. Has the first down and a little bit more after a good tackle from behind by the Royals, but not before the mark is gained in the middle of the field at about the 15-yard line. Let's see where they mark this. We did have a flag out, though.
Kaufman's helmet came out. I don't think they're going to throw the flag. I think they're just signaling that he has to come out for a play. So similar to what Roncalli had, the starting quarterback's going to have to come out for a single play here.
So on the depth chart, that would be Knox Johnson, but let's see what they decide to go with here. As
a lot of teams like to go to the Wildcat formation, just snap it to your running back here and let him pick, especially on first down as it is.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the Roncalli 18. And Dan Calder, it is indeed going to be Wildcat. Cooper Campbell is out there, along with Max Jordan and Jordan Fabian. So let's see where they go with here. And it'll be a direct snap to Jordan. He's going to try to bounce out to the right side, then cuts it upfield and picks up a gain of about 5. 2nd and short upcoming.
So Dwenger doing very similar to what Roncalli had on the first drive, minus the penalties. They're switching up formations, bringing in different personnel. You see multiple guys going on and off the field right now. They're having success with it. The Roncalli defense, you know, when you're a young kid starting for the first time, you feel like you have to make every play. And I've seen a few, especially on the defensive line, just jumping out of their gaps, eyes on the ball instead of just maintaining their position.
3 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left. The tailback coming on late is Campbell. He's out there with Kaufman. I think the bird of timeout will take one as well. 2:13 to play in this opening quarter. Scoreless, but the Saints driving. 2nd and 5 for the Roncalli 13 after this on the Roncalli Media Network, brought to you by Alderson.
Generations of Roncalli families know what it means to build a legacy. At Alderson Commercial Group, we understand that lasting success is built the same way, with strong foundations, trusted relationships, and a commitment to doing things right. We're proud to have recently built the Bergamo Courtyard for Roncalli, a space that reflects community, tradition, and the next generation of leaders Roncalli continues to shape. Alderson Commercial Group. Serious, real, face forward.
Your Catholic printing partner is 4 Marks Printing, a one-stop shop for all your ministry needs. Whether you need custom apparel, mugs, stickers, lanyards, and other merchandise, you can count on 4 Marks Printing. Contact today at 4marksprinting.com.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School. 2nd and 5 from the Roncalli 13 for the Saints with 2:13 to play here in this first quarter. Quick snap, pressure comes, and Kaufman's got to be rolled down and sacked. A trio of Royals there. Better be careful. With like a number of Royals were on top of Kaufman. You're never going to be mad about the tenacity, but you just never know with the flags where they're going to fly.
Yeah.
All the same, though, big-time sack, couple different Royals there. It'll set up 3rd and long.
Yeah, a big play there by the Roncalli defense. Decided to dial up some pressure. And, again, I don't think that's a bad idea with the young quarterback who they've run him a lot on this drive. They haven't really trusted him to throw the ball quite yet, but he's going to have to on this down.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the Roncalli 18. 3 wide receivers to the right and 3 wide receivers to the left and 2 to the right for Kaufman. Empty set for him out of the shotgun with 15 on the play clock. He still changes things. Deep in the gun. Now gets set. Royals show some pressure. And they'll bring it. Kaufman is sacked. He is wrestled down.
And his helmet came off again, so he's going to have to come off another play. Nolan Denny, I believe, was the one in there for the Royals.
They had 6 on the line of scrimmage. We had 5. Right there again. It's a counting game.
I'm going to talk out loud to our statisticians as well. I believe last year we had this happen where Denny was changing numbers, and I think that is what's happened again.
Yeah.
He's listed on the depth chart as 54, hence the pause, the pregnant pause after the sack. But I'm with you. That was Nolan Denny on the sack for Roncalli, and that makes it 4th and a country mile, and we're going to see a field goal up for...
Yeah, this is about a 45-yarder, so no chip shot here.
So we'll see what Eric Hudson has in his bag. Straight shot for him in terms of distance down the middle from 45. Good snap, good hold. Kick is drifting, and it is no good. Wide right. Royals force them away thanks to the sack from Nolan Denny, and it's a turnover on downs for Roncalli taking over, forcing the Saints after that big 6-2-yard screen play, Dan.
Yep.
Still goose eggs on the board.
Well, and Roncalli found a lot of success there late in the drive, bringing the pressure. You got the young quarterback, and, they brought 6 on that last play. You've only got 5 offensive linemen in that spread empty formation. So unless Kaufman's willing to get that ball out quick against man coverage, it's almost always going to end up in a sack. He didn't like anything he saw, took the sack. Again, both teams have gotten in the red zone, 0 points so far. We talk about it all the time in high school football. You got to find ways to get points in the red zone.
A lot of air marks to the opener last year, at least with the pace we're on. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Royals have it far hash, 1st and 10 from their own 20. You figure maybe 1 or 2 plays at most to end this first quarter. Staley in the gun. Handoff. Jarvis left side. Breaks the tackle. Tried to bounce outside. He couldn't. He's shoestrung after a gain of 3 to the left, and that'll likely be the final play of this first quarter.
Yeah, and I expect a lot of dialing up Jarvis here to head into the second quarter. Lean on the guy that really carried you through the playoffs last year.
We're going to step aside and be back with quarter number 2. Scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard. Saints 0, Royals 0. Roncalli has it 2nd and 10 from their own 20, and we come back on the Roncalli Media Network presented by Alderson.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
When you need to move the ball down the field, you call the Royals. When you need to move just about anything else, call Laura Kopetsky Triax. Rockin' Indy since 1980, Laura Kopetsky Triax delivers the hauling power you need, from stone, sand, and gravel to topsoil, debris removal, and more. Laura Kopetsky Triax, proud to haul for Indy, proud to cheer for Roncalli. Visit LauraKopetsky.com or call 317-78-TRUCK.
Start of the second quarter from Bishop Dwenger with Dan Lauk. I'm Jimmy Cook. Royals will walk to the other end as they switch sides for quarter number 2. Royals will have it 2nd and 10 from their own 24-yard line as they try to get the chain gang set and ready to go. There's rust for everybody here in the opener.
I just love that football has not, with all the technology we have now, we just keep hanging on to the chains. It seems like every game there's a problem with the chains.
Can't let them go. They've changed the scoreboard now. 2nd and 6, I beg your pardon. I thought we had a nice gain to end. It's 2nd and 6 and a handoff right to Jarvis. He'll fight forward and basically no gain on the play, set up 3rd and 5.
And Jarvis is a between-the-tackles runner, and I'm sure Dwenger's scheme tonight defensively is going to be, get as many players in the box as you can to take him away, being the most experienced and most efficient, effective Roncalli offensive threat.
We'll call it 3rd and 5 from their own 25 for Roncalli, and what's turned into, with some miscues mixed in there, a pretty stout defensive first half. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Staley in the gun. Jarvis is tailback. Ball near hash. Staley, 2-step drop, fakes, takes it himself, and he will not get there. He'll be about 2 yards short, and the Royals will be forced to call out Dane Burton for his first punting work of the season.
Yeah, and a design counter there from Roncalli running to the weak side. They pulled 2 offensive linemen, designed quarterback run. Unfortunately, the Dwenger defense did a good job scheming that up. Had a guy outside for the kick out and a guy inside for the load block. Able to make the tackle, stop Roncalli short.
Today's game brought to you by Alderson Commercial Group. Our presenting sponsor is your premier general contractor. You get commercial construction solutions with a personal touch at Alderson Group, building business from business, aldersoncommercial.com. Burton will be set to boot it deep. As O'Keefe back deep to receive, O'Keefe back deep to receive at the 35, where he'll call a fair catch. And it's actually Houston Ellinger, I beg your pardon. Ellinger with the fair catch, and the Saints will set up shop at their own 40.
That's a win there for Dwenger, in a game that, so far the defenses have looked pretty stout outside of a few busted plays and penalties. A good job by them to pin Roncalli back, hold him to 3 and out, and pick up good field position.
Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Marian University is the premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. Become a knight at marian.edu. 1st and 10 for the Saints from their own 40-yard line. 10:29 to play in this second quarter on the Marian University scoreboard. Out of the gun is Kaufman. He'll take the snap, 2-step drop. Delayed screen is dropped. Harrison Schneckel could not gather it.
Really well designed there. They snuck the running back Schneckel out of the backfield, and it was open. He just dropped it. Dom Cromer was there. He would have made the tackle for a short gain, but pretty well designed there.
Schneckel, I beg your pardon, and it is now 2nd and 10 for the Saints. 3 wide receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right. The tailback is still Schenkel. As Kaufman on the near hash, out of the shotgun. Royals show
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
When you need to move the ball down the field, you call the Royals. When you need to move just about anything else, call Laura Kopetsky Triax. Rockin' Indy since 1980. Laura Kopetsky Triax.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger. Apologize for the technical difficulty. 9:31 to play in this third quarter, and we're still scoreless as the Saints have it
It'll be 4th down and 10.
4th down and 10 as the Royals declined the penalty that just occurred while we were away. A couple decent looks for the Saints in terms of downfield action, but the Royals defense answers the call and then forces a penalty there. It was going to be, like we said, a loss of 6 with the penalty yardage. Instead, they decline it. Now it's 4th and 10.
Yeah, and a good job by the Roncalli defense. They're not allowing Kaufman, who's trying to make, a young quarterback, it's tough to go through your progressions. He's scrambling quickly. Dom Cromer had a nice sack there while we got cut off air. But a good job by the Roncalli defense to force a 3 and out here.
So the Royals will be set to receive this punt that will take place from the 25-yard line. Hudson gets a good leg into it, and it is fair caught at the 28 by Will Hegwood, and that's where the Royals will set up shop. I want to remind you, we have a second, that when the Royals deliver 6, Laura Kopetsky Triax delivers $100. Laura Kopetsky Triax hauling for Indy and cheering for Roncalli. As this is Roncalli Royals football on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson Commercial Group. Royals have it, 1st and 10 from their own 29. You've seen 2 drives. What do you need to see from this third one, Dan?
Yeah, I'd like to see them get back in that unbalanced formation that they had success with there in the opening series.
We'll see if they're able to take themselves there, as they'll have it far hash, 2 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. They send a man in motion. It's a fake handoff and a keeper by Staley. He'll pick up 3. They're going to show all kinds of different variations of those run packages. Like you mentioned, that was the identity that Coach Otley established with himself midseason. That's what he wants his offenses to look like. Not they can't throw the ball, but they're going to keep you honest when they run the ball.
Absolutely. But there's times where you can extend your running game with some quick, high-percentage passes, especially to the experienced Luke Rader. Wouldn't mind seeing something, a quick slant, a spot pass, just to get Staley's confidence up a little bit.
Staley just 2 passes so far for 19 yards and a pick. 2 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ball far hash on this 2nd and 8 from their own 31. Staley, play action, 2-step drop. Plenty of time. Steps from the pocket. He's sacked. Sacked by Paul Perkins. The nose tackle fighting along the line, able to kind of ditch his, disengage from his matchup and fight towards the middle of that line to make the sack, Dan.
Yeah, and it's really tough on 2nd and long. You don't want to instantly become a pass team in that situation, but Roncalli's had to struggle running the ball as well. So again, those high percentage passes rather than trying to hit something deep downfield is something I'd like to see from him going forward.
Mikey Dillon and Caleb Maurer to your left. To the right side is Will Hegwood on this 3rd and 10 from their own 29. Jarvis the tailback to the left side of Staley. Ball far hash. Staley, 2-step drop, screen pass to Jarvis, catches in the flat, makes one-man miss on a stiff arm to the 35, stays in bounds. No, he did not. He'll step out at about the 38. That's about a yard, 2 yards short of the first, and you would think it's going to be the sweet music of Dane Burton.
Yeah, Coach Otley has been known to be aggressive in these situations. You trust your offensive line to be able to pick up a yard. It's just going to be 4th and a yard. So we'll see what they do there. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Offense will stay. Royals will utilize their big, heavy bodies up front to try to go get 1 yard. It's a long yard, but just a yard all the same. Luke Riley, Luke Schott, Gavin Cherry, Brian Espinoza, Mac Taylor asked to win the battle in the trenches. Alec Jarvis, the tailback. Handoff Jarvis. He is bounced back, and they will not get it. Jarvis still on his feet, but he's going to be swallowed up by 4 Saints. They'll call him down initially anyway, and the Royals lose that battle in the trenches. Saints come away victorious. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, the Dwenger defensive line is winning the battle up front right now. And if you're Roncalli, your bread and butter is to hand the ball up to Jarvis and expect to get a yard. Dwenger packed every gap there. They weren't going to allow Roncalli to get it easy, and they sure didn't. And a huge turnover on downs there.
Again, I'm going to be a broken record by night's end, but again, so far, all of these error markers in terms of the way teams are playing, the missed-executed or the one-executed plays by the defense make it look like that 3-0 game we saw about a year ago this time. We'll see if that rings true. Still 7:34 to play in this first half. But all the same, we'll see what occurs. Coach Otley arguing on the sideline with the officials. I don't know if he's trying to fight for Jarvis kept keeping his balance and staying alive with the play. But either way, it was blown dead, and it'll be Saints football at the 34 of Roncalli.
Yeah, he wasn't going to pick up that first down anyways. But Saints coming out here with no wide receivers. It's a big power formation here.
Kaufman, the quarterback, out of the gun. Has Schenkel. He'll keep it himself. Kaufman trying to bounce outside. Instead, he'll roll forward and meet a Mack truck. That was T.J. Michalak, the senior. 205 right at the chest of Kaufman. But Tommy will still gain a couple there for the Saints, make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, a lot of bodies going different directions there from that power formation from Dwenger. They're just trying to confuse your linebackers. But a nice job by Michalak to keep his read and stop Kaufman for a short gain.
Scoreless on the Marion University scoreboard. 7:03 to play, second quarter. 2nd and 8 from the Roncalli 32 for the Saints. Once again, no wide receivers for them. Kaufman has Schenkel to his left hip. Ball near hash. Handoff. Schenkel trying to find the edge. He will not. Hegwood with a shoestring tackle. No gain on the play, maybe even a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down.
And that is why Will Hegwood is the most valuable player on this Roncalli defense, maybe the Roncalli team, because that is your starting safety lining up in a 7 technique, fighting off a block perfectly as if he's a defensive end, and making a nice open field tackle to force 3rd and long.
They'll call it 3rd and 8 from the Roncalli 31-yard line. Saints still looking towards their own sideline with 15 on the play clock.
You know, I love the Indy Star. Kyle Neddenrib does a great job. Will Hegwood was not listed as one of the top returning defensive backs in the Indianapolis area, and I will firmly disagree with that.
That's got to be hanging on a bulletin board somewhere over on Prague. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right, 2-step drop. Kaufman throws in the flat. It's caught. What a reception made by Thomas Dennis. And he made that right at the stick. I believe it's going to be enough to move those chains. Let's see where they mark it. That should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, and Malone Flynn for Roncalli was right there on the spot, made a nice tackle, played the ball, but really a nice reception there by the Dwenger receiver.
Well, let's see what the officials decide. They're going to eyeball it or bring the chain out here. They're trying to eyeball it at first. No signal yet from the white hat. That was 3rd and 8. 7 3/4 the look from the official right now, but again, no indication just yet. They are going to bring out the chain gang. Give them their money's worth tonight, Dan.
Yeah, that's right, and it's right there. I mean, I thought it was a first down on the catch, but
Matt, they still bring no card standard issue just in case. I'll wait for the chain gang as they get set to line it up. And we'll get the most dramatic aspect of football. Stretches out, and it is short. 4th down. So will the teams exchange tit for tat on turnover on downs, heavy set package style? Let's find out. Be 4th and about half an inch from the Roncalli 25. Royals got turned away a second ago. Saints turn here.
Fully expect Dwenger to go for this after missing the field goal earlier in the game. You expect Roncalli to bring pressure up the front. What you got to look out for is a leak out, especially that H-back behind the formation. We'll see what Dwenger does here.
Kaufman will operate out of the shotgun, pistol look almost. 1 to his left, 1 to his right, and 1 behind him. A wide receiver on either side. The Royals don't like the formation. No, correction. I thought for sure the Royals were going to call it time. Nope, they did. All right. Gut was correct. Official pointed wrong. It's okay. It's week 1. We'll step aside. 5:46 to play in this second quarter. We're scoreless. 4th and inches upcoming for the Saints here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marion University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marion University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marion University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marion.edu.
When you need to move the ball down the field, you call the Royals. When you need to move just about anything else, call Laura Kopetsky Triax. Rockin' Indy since 1980, Laura Kopetsky Triax delivers the hauling power you need, from stone, sand, and gravel to topsoil, debris removal, and more. Laura Kopetsky Triax, proud to haul for Indy, proud to cheer for Roncalli. Visit laurakopetsky.com or call 317-78-TRUCK.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger. Big fourth down upcoming, 4th and inches for the Saints in the Roncalli 25. They'll operate out of the gun. 2 wide receivers stacked to the right, 2 to the left. The tailback is Campbell. The crazy formation is gone as Kaufman is middle of the field, operating out of the shotgun. He'll change things to the line of scrimmage now. One of Kaufman's going to go under center. He does. Kaufman is trying to hard count. No, he doesn't. He tries to fight forward. He's going to have the first down. The Saints trenches winning on both sides of the football, gaining 3 yards out of the under center look from Tommy Kaufman. Move the chains.
Yeah, and a smart decision there by Dwenger. That was 4th and, maybe 6 inches compared to Roncalli's 4th and 1.5 yards previously. You should trust your quarterback to be able to pick that up, and Kaufman has shown he's a tough kid. You don't mind snapping it there to him and picking it up. And you're right, Jimmy. Right now, the line of scrimmage is being won by the Saints.
1st and 10 from the Roncalli 21 for the Saints, just outside the red zone. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Kaufman. His tailback is Campbell. Ball middle of the hash marks. Kaufman changes things to the line, now gets back set with 5 on the play clock. Royals do not show pressure. Kaufman takes the snap. Handoff. Left side. Skip step for Campbell. He'll pick up about 7. And make it 6, actually. 2nd and 4. 5 minutes to play in the quarter.
Roncalli just not looking as quick on their reads right now defensively as we saw late in the year last year. And that's, understandable week 1. But right now they're just, you want to try to bring as much pressure as you can in Kaufman's face with him being a young, inexperienced starter rather than sitting back and trying to make reads.
3 wide receivers to the left side and 1 to the right for Kaufman on this 2nd and 4 from the Roncalli 16. Royals defense trying to bend but not break. Kaufman takes the snap, looking right the whole way, throws into coverage, has a man in the corner of the end zone, broken up by Ryder Douglas.
And a really nice job there by Ryder Douglas. The receiver did get behind him, had good position. It was a good throw from Kaufman. But the instant that receiver's hands went up, Ryder punched straight through just as he's taught, able to knock that one free. That's a big play there, bringing up 3rd down.
They were looking for Max Jordan, and now it's 3rd and 4. Royals are trying to make this a difficult setup, whatever it is, for the Saints. They do have a talented kicker in Eric Hudson, should they decide to go that route, but it's a story for another play. 3rd and 4 from the Roncalli 16. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, ball middle of the field. Tailback Campbell to the left side of Kaufman. He changes things with his wide receivers. Now they'll stack wideouts to the far left side and get back reset. Now they need a timeout.
That's the last of the half here.
We'll take one as well. It's a good point, Dan. 4:22 to play in this 2nd quarter. Big 3rd and 4 for the Saints in the Roncalli 16. We're scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard. It is Roncalli Royals football on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson Commercial Group.
Game, there's one player who stands above the rest. One who makes the impossible possible. Gallagher's is proud to celebrate that player, the standout star who took the game to the next level. And who better to honor this exceptional athlete than Gallagher's? Congratulations to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game. Celebrate with friends and family at Gallagher's.
At Alderson Commercial Group, we know successful teams are built on trust, discipline, and culture. That's true on the football field, and it's true in construction. Right here in central Indiana, we're proud to build commercial spaces that serve our communities every single day. But what matters most is how we do it. We're proud to be a trusted construction partner of Roncalli. Alderson Commercial Group, building business from business.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger. 3rd and 4 from the Roncalli 16 for the Saints. Kaufman, 2-step drop. Screen is dropped. Oh, it's right in the hands of Campbell, and he dropped it. It will not be a live ball, but it will be 4th down and 4 for the Saints. And now decision time for them. Do they bring out Eric Hudson, or do they roll the dice and go for it on 4th and 4?
Roncalli catches a break there. That was the same play that Dwenger had the 62-yard gain on earlier in the game. Just a swing pass, and they've got good perimeter blockers, but he dropped that right.
First thing they tell you at any age, catch it before you start to run with it.
Right.
Before you think about starting to run, Campbell commits that cardinal sin. And based on the look here, the Saints are going to use a timeout and talk about it. So the scoreboard reads they don't have any, but I wonder if that was mismarked when Roncalli got punked on the – Roncalli had called a timeout. The officials marked wrong earlier in the quarter. I wonder if the scoreboard didn't catch up with that. That's just wild guess here by my part. I have no idea if that's what happened. But the officials did indicate to Dwenger and maybe the scoreboard didn't catch it.
Matt Hannecamp's all over it, man.
He
was ready for that one.
Matt's a pro's pro. He's always set and ready to go. He's the reason we have our nugget about Roncalli's history in openers against teams that haven't beaten us before. You talk about studying film. This is a media guy when the season ends on November 26th. It's from the 27th on, my friend.
The grind don't stop, baby.
Indeed it doesn't.
I wouldn't be surprised here, Jimmy, if Dwenger does try to take 3 here. It's much more manageable middle of the field. This would be about a 32-yarder or so, 33-yarder. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like the kicker's heading out there.
They are going to bring out Eric Hudson. He missed from 44 earlier. This one,
33.
Be from 11 yards less than that. Ball basically middle of the hash marks. Coors the holder to break our deadlock 0-0 tie. Good snap. Good. It's blocked! It's blocked by Hegwood. And the Royals are going to try to scoop it, and they will not get very far. But Hegwood makes another play, and we're still neck and neck at 0.
And he comes off the edge there, swim move to the inside, and that was an easy block. He got in there easy, and it hit him right in the chest. To your point, Jimmy, Roncalli had a chance to scoop that up, couldn't quite do it. But either way, turning away Dwenger inside the red zone once again. You got to score points in the red zone. Neither team has been able to do so.
Well, and I think it was, I could be wrong on this, but I think it was Nolan Denny that tried to scoop that.
Hey, big man, it's your chance to get the ball in your hands.
Trying to make his time to shine. He could not, but Royal Special Teams wins the day, and it gives the Royals new life because that was double dip territory, Dan. The Saints will get the ball to start the second half. How methodical do you want to be now? Obviously, everything's been a premium, so you don't control that, but how methodical do you want to be if you're able to move the ball with 4:10 to play in the half?
Well, I just want to see what Roncalli does schematically here. They've had very little success between the tackles running the ball thus far. Not a huge surprise with the inexperience on the interior, but they got to find a way to run the ball.
1 wide receiver to the right and 3 to the left on this 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Out of the gun is Staley. He will keep it himself out to the left side, trying to bounce out, going the wrong way. Now he'll turn upfield to the 30, and he's hit near the sideline.
Yeah.
Oh, flag's going to fly late. Staley giving his body up and free yardage galore for Roncalli. Staley doesn't see the flags. Now he does, and it'll be a late hit out of bounds on the Saints.
And a good job by the crew there. The side judge didn't want to give him the flag initially, but both the back judge and the white hat threw the flags immediately. That was late. So that's going to be a big pickup, and that's Roncalli getting the ball outside of the box, Jimmy. We just mentioned they've had trouble running in between the tackles, and that time Staley able to get to the outside, showing some athleticism. Didn't look like he was going to pick up much, had 4 or 5, and then obviously the flag's going to tack on 15 on top of it.
So we'll move those chains and move the Royals up to about the 48-yard line.
And I love Staley. Look, he's got a little swagger to him. He just took that big pop on the sideline. That might have just juiced him up a little bit.
Let's see if it wakes up the Roncalli offense. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball near hash, 4:03 to play in this first half. 1st and 10 from the Roncalli 47. Staley has Jarvis to the right hip. Now he'll send him out on a screen pattern. Looks that way. Now looks downfield, steps up, throws deep into coverage. It's picked off. Picked off and intercepted by Nick O'Keefe. His second pick of the game for the Saints.
I don't mind the shot play there, Jimmy. I mean, Staley just come on off that pop on the sideline. You think he'd try to take a big chunk out of one, but there was nothing there. The Saints were in great coverage. You had Will Hegwood out there, your playmaker, but there's only so much he can do. It was 3-on-2 with the numbers being in Dwenger's favor. Now, the good silver lining is that was a really long throw, so they're pinned down inside their 10.
Second interception of the night for Staley. And now it's 1st and 10 from their own 7 for the Saints. With 3:56 to play, and now the double dip is fully on display. For Bishop Dwenger, they won the toss and deferred, so you put any points on the board here, assuming you take some time to do so, you're going to get the ball immediately to start that second half.
Absolutely. And, you just want to see the young quarterback there recognize that nothing's there and just tuck it and run. He had a little bit of space in front of him to at least pick up a couple.
Still plenty of time in this half, 4 minutes to go.
2 wide receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Ball far hash. Out of the gun is Kaufman. His tailback is Campbell. to his right. Claps once. Handoff. Campbell left side. Stonewalled. No gain. In fact, it'll be a loss of a couple on the play. 2nd and 12.
And Will Hegwood once again coming in with the pressure from the perimeter. Roncalli brought pressure from both sides. I think they're going to need to continue to do that until Kaufman is able to show that he's able to complete passes with pressure in his face. You know, Dwenger's had success running the ball against this base defense of Roncalli. You're going to have to send the pressure to not only stop the run, but to get in Kaufman's face and hope he makes a mistake.
The Royals defense carried the day many a time last year. Would love a game-changing turnover at this juncture if you're feeling greedy. 2nd and 12 from their own 5 for the Saints. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 in the slot to the left. Kaufman in the gun. Claps once, and what's the call? Delay a game on Bishop Dwenger. Clock reads 0. Move him back. No timeouts for the Saints. You brought that up. There was no way to get themselves out of that situation.
Absolutely, yeah. There's been a pin down inside your 5, especially here, Jimmy. Now, the good news for the Saints is since it's inside your own 5, you know, the penalties get shorter and shorter. But either way, I expect Roncalli to be very aggressive here on the next few plays to try to force something to happen here.
The Saints will regather themselves. Call it 2nd and about 15 upcoming. 3 wide receivers to the right. 1 still to the left, same formation as before. But this time Kaufman stands in the end zone, and he moves Campbell to his left hip. Kaufman claps once. 2-step drop, screen to Campbell. It's caught, and the tackle is made, but not after a gain of almost 12. Or make it, 8, I beg your pardon. It'll cut that to a 3rd and about 7. For the Saints.
And that was crucial there by Campbell to make that first tackler miss, because Dom Cromer was there to make the tackle for maybe a gain of 1, which really would have put the Saints in a tough position. Now you're talking 3rd and 5, much more manageable. You're not in the shadow of your end zone anymore.
They're going to wind up calling it to that point a gain of 10. 3rd and 5 from their own 12, 2:30 and counting left in this first half. We're scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
They're going to have to hurry here. They don't have any timeouts.
5 on the play clock. I don't know if Kaufman realized it. It reads 2, it reads 1, it reads 0, and they're going to get another delay of game.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of time lining up. It looked like there was some confusion on the formation. And, again, when you burn those timeouts that quickly, this is what happens. And unfortunately for the Saints, that 3rd and 5 becomes 3rd and 10, and that allows Roncalli's defense to get much more exotic with their pressures.
You can pin your ears back a little bit if you want and have some fun with it.
Yeah. So we've seen the rust from both teams, right? The penalties that are a little bit inexcusable. You had Roncalli with their center with 2 straight false starts, you know, early in the game.
4 penalties, 37 yards for the Saints, 2 for 10 for Roncalli. Both those Royals won coming on the same drive earlier in the half. 3rd and 10 from their own 7. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right for the Saints. Ball far hash. Kaufman takes the snap. He's going to call his own number. Tries to bounce outside. He's swallowed up after a gain of about 5. Flags fly late, though. Let's see what this is about. Helmet came off again for Kaufman. And let's see what the flag is.
I think we got to check his helmet. That's the 3rd time it's come off.
Well, they're pointing. The initial point was towards Roncalli. Let's see if this actually goes in the Royals or not. Boy, that'd be a drive killer defensively for Roncalli if it does go against them.
Yeah, the difficulty is when a player's helmet's off and you tackle them, I mean, they're going to call that every time, and that's what it's going to be.
It's a face mask on the Royals.
Yeah.
So an absolute killer for Roncalli, and mark momentum back in the Saints' favor, 1st down.
And we talk about the penalties. I know Roncalli's only had 3 of them, but the first 2 came on 1st and 5, you know, within the red zone about to score to push you out of, you know, scoring position, and then now this one to extend the Dwenger drive with 2 minutes left. And Jimmy, as you mentioned, a double dip territory here for the Saints.
With 2:09 left on that clock, we'll see how deliberate the Saints try to be in a game that has had points at a premium. 2 wide receivers make it 1 to the right, none to the left.
The white hat had hold on now.
Side, and we're going to have Campbell down the sideline of the 45 all the way to midfield.
The white hat had not blown the whistle. I don't know how they were able to run the play, but he wasn't even paying attention. He was talking to the Dwenger sideline.
Well, the Saints take advantage of whatever happened there with the white hat. And it will be a big gainer of 17.
I mean, maybe he blew the whistle before I saw, but the white hat was on the sideline talking to the coaches. That was odd.
3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 1st and 10 from their own 46 for the Saints with 2:03 left to play in this first half. Kaufman out of the gun. Campbell is tailback, takes the snap, two-step drop, pressure starting to come. Kaufman rolling right, in trouble. He'll pump fake and fumble the ball out of bounds at the 49 of Roncalli, a gain of 3. Make it a gain of 6, I beg your pardon. They'll call it 2nd and 4 with 1:55 to play in this first half. A reminder, the Saints do get the ball to start half number 2.
The negative of that penalty, obviously extending the drive for the Saints, but the Roncalli defense looks a little gassed, and the pass rush has been a little undisciplined, allowing Kaufman to bounce outside and pick up stuff when nothing's there.
3 wide receivers to the left side and 1 to the left. Ball near hash on this 2nd and 5 from the Roncalli 49. Kaufman out of shotgun, high snap. He'll call his own number, has space in front of him, and he slipped. After gaining the first down, he'll get all the way to the 44, make it the 43-yard line of Roncalli. Move the chains, clock will stop momentarily.
And again, Roncalli with multiple defenders in the same gap there. The pass rush is just not in sync right now. Now keep an eye on the clock because Dwenger, again, does not have any timeouts in their back pocket.
Great point, Dan. 1:37 to go. It's a math equation all of a sudden for the Saints. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball middle of the hash marks at the Roncalli 43. Kaufman, 3-step drop. 3 Royals coming for him.
That's illegal man
out of bounds,
downfield.
and an illegal man downfield going to be called against the Saints.
They try to set up the screen, and that's just a young quarterback needs to understand. He needs to just throw that ball directly at his feet in the dirt. You've got a screenplay set up, meaning your entire offensive line is downfield. Easy penalty there called by the crew.
There is one in the Roncalli secondary, though. Let's see if this is offsetting. It's a hold. Oh, no, it's both on the Saints.
They'll take the hold there if you're Roncalli for the 10-yard penalty. Good discipline there for Roncalli. They swallowed the screenplay initially, and Kaufman didn't have anywhere to throw it. He can't throw it downfield at that point.
So Did they misidentify that, Matt?
No, I think he identified the illegal man downfield from the back.
Okay. Yeah. So it will be an accepted holding call against the Saints, and we'll play our 5th game of cliffhangers of the night. One of these days you're going to laugh at that reference. I don't know how many you'll take, but you'll get there. You're not the right demo. People back home understand what we're doing. 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ball near hash on this 1st and 20 now for the Saints from their own 47-yard line. Kaufman out of shotgun. Campbell is tailback. Royals do not show pressure as it stands. Campbell claps, receives the snap. Pressure comes. He'll roll left, throw in the flat. It is caught at the 50, all the way to the 45 on a nice pirouette by Thomas Dennis. And it'll get some of the penalty yardage back, but the clock continues to tick, 1:09 to play in this 2nd quarter.
And again, just poor pass rush from Roncalli, just undisciplined up front, and Kaufman had all day once he got outside of the box there.
Roncalli calls a timeout. We'll take it as well. 1:05 to play in this 2nd quarter. 2nd and 17 upcoming, 2nd and 13 upcoming for the Royals when we come back here on RMN.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your 4-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarbor.com to
Back at Bishop Dwenger, 2nd and 12 for the Saints with 65 seconds to play in this scoreless first half. Kaufman takes the snap, rolls right, pressure comes, he'll step up, hit as he throws. It is caught, or is it broken up late? It's broken up late. Couple different Royals were there, including Ryder Douglas again, and it'll be 3rd down.
Nolan Denny applying the pressure there. He gets up a little slow there at the end of the play, but a nice job again by Douglas to break that up, bringing up a huge
and a correction
third down.
on that. I'm going to call out the uniforms here. Was that Cromer? I read that as a 4 from my vantage point, but it looks like a 9 from here. It was 4. Okay, it was indeed Ryder Douglas. Want to double check with our statistician, Matt Heinekamp, make sure we were right. So 57 and 1 ticks left in this first half. 3rd and 12, 5 on the play clock. Saints late breaking the huddle. 2 on the play clock, 1 on the play clock. They get it off this time. Kaufman, 2-step drop, throws over the middle. It's deflected and almost picked off. Couple different Royals were there. It falls harmlessly to the turf. Carson Keller was sniffing for a pick 6, and now it's 4th and 12. What do you do if you're the Saints? You punt this thing away?
Absolutely, yeah. Roncalli's only got one timeout in their bag, 53 seconds left. You don't want to give them any life here. You try to punt this deep and pin them back.
So it will be Will Hegwood back deep to receive. Eric Hudson will try to pin the Royals deep and hope you see the kneel-down formation for the Royals headed to the second half if you're the Saints. Hudson stands at the 40. Hegwood stands at his 9. High snap. Hudson gets a spiraling kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 20, and it will stay bouncing out of bounds to about the 13-yard line. What do you do? 43 and 3 ticks, 1 timeout. Do you take a kneel down and hang your hat on your defense, or do you try to push?
Yeah, they don't have any timeouts. Dwenger does it. Roncalli does have 1, but this is a situation where, your kids are obviously going to want to be aggressive. But as a coach, you look at them and say, guys, you haven't earned the opportunity to be aggressive here. We've got 0 points on the board. We've made costly penalties. We haven't been able to run the football effectively. I think you take this one to the half and regroup.
So not 4 verts.
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right.
We've thrown two picks on 4 verts so far, Jimmy. This isn't the video game.
All right. So be it. So be it.
Shark wheel.
Nice. All go?
All go, yeah. Do one of those passes where on Madden he throws it behind his back 60 yards.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, out of the gun, not an indication of a kneel down, but it could be just a simple handoff to Jarvis. Staley has it. Out of the gun, 1st and 10 from his own 12 with 43 and 3 ticks left. It's a handoff to Jarvis. Full head of steam. He'll pick up 5. And will the Royals run another play, or will they head to the locker room? They don't have to if they don't want to.
They're going to go quick here and try to get another play off, just see if you can't break something. But after that, it'll be to the locker room.
2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball far hash. Staley, 2-step drop. Callen going to throw over the middle. It's caught in the flat by Rader. He'll get out of bounds all the way to the 25-yard line with 16 and 3 ticks left. Does that pass make you think now the Royals are going to try to take a shot, or do you think it was just a
I think it's
crossing route?
Still, you're not going to force anything downfield here, but those are the types of pass plays that they need to get going back to, those under-the-middle crossing routes from Rader.
3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Staley in the gun, near hash on 1st and 10 was 25. 2-step drop. Pressure comes. Staley rolls out. He'll step up to the right side. Staley going to just tuck it and run. He'll pick up the first down and get out of bounds with 7 seconds. Should have been 7.5. We won't call it anything. 7 seconds left to play in this first half. He'll get out to about the Roncalli 37-yard line.
Yeah, again, I don't think you want to force much downfield, and obviously that's what they told Staley there. If you don't have anything, tuck it and run.
Probably one last play for the Royals.
Yep.
2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, ball far hash. 1st and 10 from the 36. Staley, the snap, out of the shotgun, 2-step drop, dancing in the pocket. Staley in trouble, still dancing. He's going to toss it late to Jarvis. Jarvis is going to have blockers in front of him. He'll get a block from Hegwood. Jarvis cuts upfield to the 40, and he's finally swamped and tackled. So a lot of sing-song and dance for nothing for Roncalli. And both these teams head to the locker rooms dead even at 0.
I promised you more points than last year, week 1, right? But so far it's been a slugfest, and I don't think really either team. There's been some positive, momentum for both sides on their offense. 1 drive each, but nobody's been able to put points on the board. Very similar to what we saw last year.
Well, we're going to step aside for roughly 5 minutes to make some changes of our own. You'll hear some words from our sponsors when we come back. We do want to remind you, though, that it is time, or will be time as the game goes on, for the Royal Roll Call brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Let us know if you're listening or watching. We'll shout you out right here. Trust the Kennel at Arbor Lane to take care of your pets while you are away, where pets feel at home and Royals fans stay connected. I know one Dan Taylor, the brother of Matt Taylor, dialed in and listened to us back home on the south side of Indianapolis. If you're listening to us, you can tweet us at Dan_Lauk, at the Jay Cook, or if you have either of our respective bat phones, give us a call. We'll give you a shout-out, that Roncalli roll call, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. We're going to step out for about 3 minutes. When we come back, we'll have the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. Marion University scoreboard reads, Roncalli nothing, Saints nothing. You're listening to it all on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
The job done right. Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Your Catholic printing partner is 4 Marks Printing, a one-stop shop for all your ministry needs. Whether you need custom apparel, mugs, stickers, lanyards, and other merchandise, you can count on 4 Marks Printing. Contact today at 4marksprinting.com.
Generations of Roncalli families know what it means to build a legacy. At Alderson Commercial Group, we understand that lasting success is built the same way, with strong foundations, trusted relationships, and a commitment to doing things right. We're proud to have recently built the Bergamo Courtyard for Roncalli, a space that reflects community, tradition, and the next generation of leaders Roncalli continues to shape. Alderson Commercial Group, serious, real, face forward.
Welcome to the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show on the Roncalli Network. O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
going to hear from them.
Will you do me a favor? Will you put that on real quick?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Switch out.
Welcome back on the Roncalli Media Network with Dan Lauk. I am Jimmy Cook. Due to some technical difficulties and our obligations to sponsors, we are going to run through some ads here to make sure we're taking care of all of those that contribute here to the Roncalli Media Network. All you need to know as it stands is on the Marian University scoreboard, we're scoreless. Saints nothing, Royals nothing. Second half will begin here in just a moment as the Saints will have the football to start half number 2. Again, 0-0 on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at VisionQuestEyeCare.com. That's VisionQuestEyeCare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit WernerFinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
No one cares about your home as much as you do. You deserve to be comfortable and know you're receiving expert care. That's why Peterman is dedicated to service with significance. We provide continuous support and training to our field professionals, helping them be experts in their fields. We listen to you to give you the best possible service so you can feel confident in your home. Next time you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, let Peterman handle it.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School from Shields Field. The Saints and your Royals deadlocked at 0 as we carry on here on the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show. Family owned and operated since the early 70s. O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home is dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. O'ReillyBranson.com. Again, the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show rolling through. Let's take a look at some of your first half numbers. The Royals, for their credit, are at 95 total yards on the evening, 131 for Bishop Dwenger. 39 of those 95 coming through the air for Roncalli, 101 coming through the air of Bishop Dwenger. In his debut as Roncalli's starting quarterback, Callan Staley, 2 picks to his name, though both of those, you can make the case, Dan, were not his fault, as he was making plays on 4th down on one and then shot play deep into the territory of the Saints, basically a punt on the other. As you look through these first half numbers and stats, what jumps out at you the most?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jimmy, Alex Jarvis only having 18 yards on the ground on eight rushes. That's just over 2 yards per carry. He is the go-to for this Roncalli offense, and he was all of the playoffs last year, and you got to find a way to get him going. And, part of that is the inexperience on the offensive line. Plenty of size up front, plenty of talent up front. But when you face a high-quality opponent like Dwenger in week 1, where they're moving around and stunting and doing some things you maybe haven't seen all summer, it makes it tough on those young guys. But they got to find a way to get Jarvis going here in the second half.
We're going to step aside. When we come back, we will go through our keys to the second half, brought to you by Kids Abilities here on the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show. Again, the Marian University scoreboard reads Saints nothing, Royals nothing on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson Commercial Group.
Possibilities. We believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Anne & Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne & Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne & Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Anne & Bartram, 317-889-9574.
At Alderson Commercial Group, we know successful teams are built on trust, discipline, and culture. That's true on the football field, and it's true in construction. Right here in central Indiana, we're proud to build commercial spaces that serve our communities every single day. But what matters most
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School as the Royals get set to kick this away to start the second half. They will all the way to the far sideline, and it's taken out to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Saints will set up shop. We'll see if they mark it there or not. Again, halftime was brought to you by our friends at O'Reilly Branson. O'Reilly Branson, family owned and operated since the early 70s. O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. For more, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. We'll get to Dan's keys to the second half as we roll through. No limits, only possibilities. Pediatric, occupational, speech, and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's potential. KidsAbilitiesIndiana.com. Dan, biggest key to the second half is?
Well, defensively, just keep putting the pressure on Kaufman here.
Kaufman has it 1st and 10 from his own 30. 2 wide receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Kaufman, hard count, now takes the snap. Delayed screen, pass is caught at the 30, bouncing outside. All the way is O'Keefe. He'll get to the other side of the field to the 35, spin up field to the 40, and he's finally thrown down. Forward progress should have him at the first down marker. We'll see if they give it to him or not. Either way, a gain of at least 9 for O'Keefe on the delayed screen.
And that's the exact type of pass play that I'd like to see Roncalli come out with as well. It's just an easy pitch and catch for the young quarterback Kaufman. Runs all the way across the field, showing some speed there from O'Keefe.
1st and 10 from the Saints' own 40 on the big gain of 10 to O'Keefe. 3 wide receivers stacked to the left, 1 to the right. Kaufman out of shotgun. Campbell his tailback. Now he'll reset things to the line. Royals show pressure. Kaufman, 2-step drop. He'll step up deep downfield, has a man wide open. It's caught in the breadbasket to Zent, and he's tackled at the 13. A touchdown-saving tackle by Ryder. Douglas looked like when he let it go, he was going to walk in. Now the Royals at least going to make him earn it here. 1st and goal.
A really nice throw there by Kaufman, and a good
1st and 14, I beg your pardon.
Good recognition there as well. Roncalli rolled their best player, Will Hegwood, down into the box right before the snap. They recognized it, took a shot downfield.
2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left for the Saints. 1st and 10 from the 13, they'll call it. Kaufman, handoff, left side to Campbell, and he goes nowhere. Couple Royals there, including Nolan Denny, 2nd and 10.
We talked about the Royals unable to run the football in the first half. The Saints haven't had much luck either. Outside of Kaufman, 13 rushes, 26 yards. None of the running backs have much going. Colin Campbell, 2 rushes, -2 yards in the first half, and he loses another one there.
3 wide receivers along the right side for Kaufman, 1 to his left. His tailback is Campbell. Ball near hash on 2nd and 11. They'll call it a loss of 1 on the Denny tackle. Kaufman, 15 on the play clock. Changes things to the line of scrimmage. Now gets back set in the gun. He's ready. Royals are ready defensively. 7 on the play clock. 1 clap. Kaufman gets it. Looking left the whole way. He's sacked. Wrapped up by Nolan Denny. And the Royals are going to force a loss of about 7 as Denny has his second big play of the night.
And that's the second time Nolan Denny has been able to just burst off the ball and get into the backfield there. And a good job again by the Roncalli defense disguising their coverage. Kaufman thought he had one-on-one to the boundary. They back off late to double team him. He had nowhere else to go with the football.
So we'll call it a loss of 6 and make it 3rd and 17 from the Roncalli 21. Big opening drive defensive stand at stake here for the Royals after giving up the big pass play. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The tailback is Campbell. Out of the gun is Kaufman. He'll clap once, receive the snap, looking right the whole way, steps over the pocket. Pressure comes, Denny's behind him, and he'll keep the play alive, throw it away. Denny once again all over him, as was Vincent Conover, the junior, and it brings up 4th down. They'll send back out there Eric Hudson for the long field goal, I believe.
And again, Jimmy, we talked first half, the undisciplined pass rush from the Royals. Those past 2 plays, able to stay in their rush lanes and force Kaufman to throw that one away. And again, the last field goal, this is the 3rd attempt. They're 0 for 2 so far. The last one got blocked. So expect to see Hegwood coming in from the interior.
This will be a 38-yarder for Hudson, hoping 3rd time is the charm. Ball on the near hash to break our tie. High snap. Hudson gets a boot underneath it. It is no good. Wide left. My goodness. 3 misses on the night for Hudson, and we stay scoreless yet again with 9:17 to play here in the quarter. Royals defense survives the big play given up to Carter Zent.
So impressed with the Roncalli defense. That's the second time tonight that they've given up a big play to allow Dwenger to get down in the red zone, but they immediately respond. That's 4 trips into the red zone now for the Dwenger Saints, and they've got nothing out of it.
Tonight's game brought to you by Marian University. Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Marian University is a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning, excellence in teaching, as well as research and scholarly activities. Become a Knight at marian.edu. First and 10 for the Royals from their own 20, their first drive of this second half with 9:17 to play in the third on the Marian University scoreboard. 3 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Staley. He takes the snap, but he's sacked. Went with a read option and chose poorly. Nothing doing there anyway, and he given it up to Jarvis as the Saints were there the whole way. Call it a loss of about 4, maybe 5.
The Saints really are just dominating everything at the line of scrimmage defensively, and that was meant to be the triple option there. You know, you fake it, or you run the read with Jarvis, and then potentially flip it out to your slot receiver, but defenders in Staley's face almost immediately. He had no shot to flip it out there.
Loss of 3, second and 13 from their own 17 for Roncalli. 2 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left. Staley in the gun, Jarvis's tailback right behind him. 5 on the play clock. Staley gives it to Jarvis. He'll dive forward to get the lost yardage back, but it still sets up 3rd and long for a Roncalli offense that has just 39 yards through the air.
Yeah, and I like the first down call, right? You're not going to be able to set up your passing game on 3rd and 10, right? So you got to try to pass off script. Roncalli tried to do so. Dwenger made him pay. But again, now you're set 3rd and 10 with an inexperienced quarterback that hasn't been able to complete the ball downfield yet. This is a tough position for the Roncalli offense to be in. 1
wide receiver on either side for the Royals. Ball middle of the hash marks on 3rd and 10 from their own 20. Staley in the gun, trying to best his Saints defense for what would be the first time tonight. Staley looking left, pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, he's sacked. He is going to be swallowed up by Jordan Fabini, and the Saints once again answer the call defensively. Dane Burton will be set to come out to punt.
And the Saints defense, impressive once again. They were solid all season last year, one of the best defenses in 4A, and they've shown up again tonight. Again, dominating the line of scrimmage. Staley has very little time to go through his progressions. Not much doing there.
Carter Zent will stand at midfield to receive this punt. Dane Burton hoping for shades of Gavin Luthane here on this punt to make the Saints offense at least stay honest. Burton stands right in his own end zone. He awaits the snap from Keaton Robinson. And that's going to be a right-hanging punt that's going to bounce to the 40, be taken by Zent, the 45, and he'll get out of bounds at about midfield. And that's where the Saints will set up shop with 7:12 to play in this third quarter. And we're scoreless, still 0-0.
Pretty good punt there by Burton to at least, give the Roncalli defense some breathing room. But the Roncalli defense has been on the field a lot tonight. The offense is going to have to put together some sort of sustained drives to at least give their defense a breath.
2 wide receivers to the left side, and 1 to make it 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Kaufman. They're stacked. Basically in trips to the left. And then 1 solo to the right, with the tailback being Campbell to his left hip. 23 on the play clock. Royals show some pressure. Kaufman calls his own number, and he's immediately met by a brick wall. Carson Keller says, see you later. A loss of a yard, maybe no gain on the play. Either way, big-time stand defensively by Roncalli on first down.
And again, Roncalli dialing up the pressure. I think that's the right thing to do. They need to continue to do that until Dwenger shows the ability to break that pressure. But Carson Keller with a nice sound tackle, driving his feet, keeping his feet moving on contact to stuff him there.
3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Kaufman in the gun on 2nd and 10 from their own 49. We'll show 5 down linemen. Kaufman sends a man in motion. It's Zent out to the far side. Kaufman looking that way. Clean pocket. Now the pressure starts to come. Might have been a hold. They don't call it. Kaufman throws in the flat. It's caught high on a toe-tapping catch at about the Roncalli 48. That's a gain of 4 on the far sideline. Makes it 3rd and medium.
It's a good job by Jackson Lawson to come up and make the hit there. Some pretty good protection there for Hoffman, and a good decision for him to get it out to the flat. But another 3rd down and long coming up here for the Dwenger offense. Let's see if the Roncalli defense can hold again.
That's definitely closer to a 3rd and long. You're right there, Dan. It'll be 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Ball far hash. Saints operating right to left in your mind's eye. Campbell on the left hip. Royals show pressure. Kaufman takes the snap. Quick screen to Campbell. He catches it, and he spins out of a tackle, stays on his feet for the first down. He has been the story of the offense for the Saints, and Campbell might have a cramp as well as he's been stretched out, but he has been the sole answer offensively to those questions for the Saints. He's able to get to the first down marker, but he is in some pain as they try to stretch him out. We'll take a timeout with the injury as well. 6:12 to play in this third quarter. We're scoreless. First down upcoming for the Saints on RMN, presented by Alderson.
Possibilities. We believe in one simple truth. No limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today. Ane and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
At Alderson Commercial Group, we know successful teams are built on trust, discipline, and culture. That's true on the football field, and it's true in construction. Right here in central Indiana, we're proud to build commercial spaces that serve our communities every single day. But what matters most is how we do it. We're proud to be a trusted construction partner of Roncalli. Alderson Commercial Group, building business from business.
It's time for the keys to victory.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School. First and 10 from the 41 of Roncalli for the Saints with 6:07 to play in this third quarter. We're still scoreless. Kaufman in the gun. He'll hand off to O'Keefe, make it Zent in motion, and he'll gain 3 on the play. He went to the right side and cut back up the middle, make it 2nd and 7.
Good job by the Roncalli defense to force that to cut back inside for a short game. But I don't blame Dwenger. Just like Roncalli, they've had trouble running the ball between the tackles, trying to get something doing on the outside there. Jimmy, have you ever had a cramp?
Yes.
I woke up in the middle of the night with one the other night. My wife almost called over the priest, Father Bob Robeson. She thought maybe we were going to have to get an exorcism going. It was horrible, man. I was screaming and hollering.
Is that the third time this year
that I've cramped?
That the priest was called.
Oh, yeah, that happens on the regular.
2nd and 10 for the Saints. 2nd and 7 for the Saints, I beg your pardon, after the gain of 3 from Zent. 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Kaufman out of shotgun. Schenkel his tailback with Campbell out with that cramp. Ball near hash, calls his own number, and able to break out of it is Kaufman. He'll stay on his feet and get near the first down marker. He's going to have it. They'll move the chains with 5:20 to play here in the third.
And that's the second play this drive. The first time was Colin Campbell, who you mentioned, Jimmy, is out with a cramp right now. That time it's Kaufman, the young quarterback, where Roncalli has him dead to rights in the backfield, but it's just a nice individual play to break the tackle and extend the drive.
You can say what you want offensively about the struggles Roncalli has had. I don't want to be in that film room on Monday defensively. A lot of rush showing here in week 1. You've stressed it a time or two, Dan. 2 wide receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Ball near hash on this 1st and 10 for the Roncalli 31. Kaufman out of shotgun. Schenkel still his tailback. Left hip. Play action. Quick screen to Zent. He is wrapped up immediately.
Looks like Mikey Dillon over there from the corner spot. He's been playing mostly wide receiver, but he did an awesome job. And he's in there for Ryder Douglas, who also was dealing with a cramp.
Yep, you're right.
But an amazing job there by Mikey Dillon to get off the block initially. We talked earlier about Dwenger blocking really well on the perimeter. That time he gets off his blocker, makes a nice open field tackle.
Winds up being a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the Roncalli 32. 2 wide receivers out on either side. Schenkel still the tailback. Kaufman rolls right, going to call his own number. Pressure comes. Denny giving pursuit. He's going to get way too much. It'll be a gain of at least 8. 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Saints.
And you're all over it, Jimmy. Again, Roncalli, nice schematically but they're trying to tackle with their hands right now. You tackle with your hips and your chest, and right now Roncalli's reaching and grabbing, and Campbell's making them pay. Kaufman's making them pay. Kaufman coming off to the sideline limping as well here. He's also cramping. Week 1, Jimmy.
Well, if Kaufman's off, Johnson would be your tailback, but the last time they had that chance, they went Wildcat.
Yeah, they got Jordan in there. Same formation as
do that
earlier
again.
in the game.
So Max Jordan in the middle of a Wildcat formation on this 3rd and 3. Jordan, high snap, waits for blockers, goes full head of steam. He got it. First down, Saints. They'll move those chains. And the drive will continue. And Kaufman able to come back in for the Saints after those cramps. Schenkel will join him, though. Campbell's still out.
Yeah, again, just a lot of reaching and grabbing from the Roncalli defense. We saw Carson Keller a few plays ago make a nice, sturdy tackle with his hips and driving his feet. We need to see more of that from the Roncalli defense. But to their credit, they're gassed, Jimmy.
Yeah.
They've been on the field too much.
They have +7 in the or +5 in the time possession department to Dwenger. They've had it for +8 now, 20 minutes in counting in this ball game. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left, ball far hash. Kaufman keeps it himself, and this time he rolled the dice one time too many. Couple Royals there, among them Charlie New.
And again, Roncalli, when they brought 5 or 6 defenders in pressure, it's really caused Dwenger to have a lot of problems. They need to continue doing that and putting pressure on the Dwenger offense.
Another big issue, though, Dan, has been the last couple times on this drive, you've had a good negative play on first down, only to immediately give up 9 and reset the chains. 2nd and 12 here, big second down for the Royals.
This is where they've been good all night, though, getting down to the red zone.
3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Kaufman. Still Schenkel, his tailback directly behind him. 7 on the play clock. Kaufman comes back to the line, now gets set in the shotgun. Prepares to take the snap. 1 clap. Receives it. He'll call his own number. Feeling things out. Nowhere to go. He's swallowed up for a loss. A trio of Royals all over him. Jackson lost it on the outside to close things out.
And again, Carson Keller, I think, was the first one to get there to him, and he stayed on his feet and he tackled with his hips. I think, if you're going to highlight something in film tomorrow, it's going to be Carson Keller's tackling. And if you can get the rest of the other 10 Royals out there to do the same, this is a formidable defense. They just need to get a little bit tighter on their tackling, but a big 3rd and long upcoming here for the Royal defense.
The way things have gone, you just feel like if Roncalli is going to win this game, they need another heroic play from their defense. It's a lot to ask, but just the way the night has proceeded. 3rd and 15 from the Roncalli 26 for the Saints. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schenkel the tailback to the left side of Kaufman out of the gun. 1 clap, 2-step drop, no pressure. Now organic pressure arrives. Kaufman in trouble. He's swallowed up and sacked again. The Royals all over Kaufman. It'll be 4th and forever.
Yeah, and again, Dwenger got all the way down close to the red zone, and those back-to-back-to-back negative plays now push them out of field goal range. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. A field goal from here would be about 48 yards. They're 0 for 3 on the night, but again, it's 4th and about 15.
TJ Michalak and Charlie New in there for the Royals on that shared sack. And as Dan mentioned, 4th and 20, the Saints just going to go for it and hope for the best. I'd say maybe a pooch punt, Dan, but the way the field's positioned, I don't think you could get away with that. It's got to be a true go for it here. And they will. Kaufman, 2-step drop on 4th and 20. Throws to the end zone, has a man for a jump ball. Broken up by the Royals. Turnover on downs. No flags. The Roncalli defense answers the bell again.
And Jimmy, a very small detail, but Jackson Lawson pre-snap was looking around. He's the veteran here. He's gotten plenty of varsity time. He's looking around at his defensive backs and saying, swat this ball down. Do not intercept this, right? It's 4th and 20. We saw how it hurt the Saints earlier in the game. I love to see senior leaders just recognizing those things. That's going to pay off, obviously, tonight, but and then later in the season as well. The Roncalli defense, man, we've been critical of them. There's 0 points on the board. They are playing good football, and they, especially with their backs to the wall here.
2 wide receivers to the left in the slot for Roncalli, 2 to the right on the outside. Ball near hash on this 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Staley in the gun. Callan just 4 of 6. They haven't asked him for much of the air so far tonight, in part because of the Saints' defense. 2-step drop. Staley pump fakes over the middle. Stays in the pocket. Throws to the left. It's almost picked. He left it short. It hit the ground first. And, boy, the Royals are going to have a sigh of relief there as George Hackman almost joined the pick party for the Saints. Royals simply fall incomplete there.
And that's a really tough throw to make, and it's one that you just need Callan to eat because you're throwing across the hash, across the field on a comeback route with George Hackman in good position, made a good break on the ball. The Royals are lucky that was underthrown.
2 wide receivers to the left for Roncalli and 1 to the right. Again, ball still near hash. 37 and 7 ticks left in this third quarter. Clock is stopped on the incompletion. Jarvis the tailback to the right hip of Staley. Make it the left hip of Staley, I beg your pardon. Callan, play action, quick screen, caught, left side of the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, make it the 48-yard line. Catch made by Caleb Maurer. Move those chains for the Royals with 30 and 2 ticks left in the third.
Who do we talk about pregame, Jimmy, to be the playmaker on this offense that nobody's talking about? It's Caleb Maurer. His mother, Erin, is a Hall of Famer in her own right, man. They got athletes in that family, and that's the type of passing play Roncalli needs. Just a quick hitter, let your playmakers get in space.
Ball far hash. 1 wide receiver to the left, 3 out to the right. This will be the last play in all likelihood of the third quarter on 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Handoff. Jarvis waits, now fights forward, and forward progress is going to bail him out. He'll get to the Saints 49, and that'll be the final play of the quarter. 3 quarters down, 1 quarter to go. This state finals rematch looks a lot more like the week 1 showdown a year ago where we saw only 3 points. We're scoreless through 3 quarters. 2nd and 10 from midfield for Roncalli when we come back on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson.
1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your 4-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarbor.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School. Royals have it 2nd and 8 from midfield. Staley takes the snap. It's a shovel pass to the right side. It's going to be caught at the 50. They'll fight forward all the way to the 45-yard line. Catch made for Roncalli, I believe, by Mikey Dillon. And they will have a 3rd and medium upcoming.
And I like that play call. Again, just a quick spot pass to the perimeter. It was a triple option look. Dwenger stacked the box. You know, a good play by Staley to pull that and flip it out to Mikey Dillon in space, and it sets you up for a much more manageable 3rd down. And that's where Roncalli's been all night. It's been in those 3rd and 7 plus. 3rd and 4 is much more manageable, especially when you're talking about potential 4-down territory here.
3 wide receivers to the left side, 1 to the right on this 3rd and 4 from the Saints' 46-yard line. Royals are going to get flagged for illegal procedure. It's a screen pass to Jarvis, but I think it's coming back. He'll get all the way to the 35-yard line. Flags will fly. I would assume illegal formation on Roncalli.
Yeah, nobody was set. Receivers were still bumping up to the line of scrimmage. They tried to go exit motion, just trying to go a little too fast there. And again, this is the 2nd time tonight we've seen Roncalli stall out by penalties. And like I just mentioned, Jimmy, 3rd and 4, your playbook's wide open. 3rd and 9, your playbook gets much more limited, and Dwenger can start to get more exotic with their pressures here and do whatever they want.
Does that change at all, Dan, if you're assuming it is 4-down territory?
Yeah, well, it's I don't think you can make it 4-down territory at this point, right? Unless you get it all the way to 4th and inches. But it just makes your playbook. Roncalli's not designed to run crossing routes with this triple option, or it's really vertical or spot pass, and that's not a good position to be in here on 3rd and 9.
2 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left. Staley in the gun. Jarvis's tailback directly behind him. Ball middle of the hash marks as the officials, the back judge and the white hat, have a conversation. The clock stopped at 15 on the play clock, and now they'll say, let's reset and go. It'll get reset to 25. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left on this 3rd and 9. The Roncalli 49. Just 112 yards of total offense for the Royals to show tonight.
If you've got a screen play you like here, this is the time to use it.
Staley takes the snap. Two-step drop, throws deep through the triple coverage. It's picked off. Picked off and intercepted for the third time tonight.
Who didn't even play football last year. The coach has been so high on him this year.
They're going to give the INT to Blake Sordelet, the senior. It was triple coverage forced by Staley. Good news is, if you're looking for silver lining, it's basically another punt, as the Saints will have it at their own 16-yard line. But again, a Roncalli defense has been on the field for 22 minutes and change, being asked to make another stop here in week 1.
And again, with their scheme, Roncalli, 3rd and 9 is just a killer. That vertical passing game is not going to be there, and you got to throw into triple coverage at that point.
Kaufman has a wide receiver to the left and one to the right. I believe his tailback is Campbell, who's back from those cramps. Kaufman fakes to Campbell, calls his own number. He is wrapped up by 3 different Royals after a gain of 2. I mean, Dan, if you're Roncalli, I'm sure this is being preached, but you're almost hoping that Kaufman makes a mistake as a ball carrier. You can get a strip and get something to give your offense 10, 15 yards to work with, as we have some more injuries for Roncalli. We have breaks to make up as well. Double players with cramps will step aside also. Scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard. 10:18 to play in this final quarter on the Roncalli Media Network.
Confident smile can change everything. And at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Welcome back to Shields Field on the campus of Bishop Dwenger High School. Tonight's game brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. It's time for the Royal Roll Call, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Let us know if you're watching or listening. We'll shout you out right here. Trust the Kennel at Arbor Lane to take care of your pets while you're away, where pets feel at home and Royals feel safe. Special shout out to Ryan Kyler in Beech Grove listening and tuning in to us here on the Roncalli Media Network. You have any in your back pocket?
Yeah, Jennifer and Matt Schumann, along with their kids, Emily and Evan, tuning in from Franklin Township. And Jimmy, it looks like Kaufman, again, is the one slow up here. He's limping pretty hard off the field. You hope it's just a cramp and he can get back out there. He has been, basically, him and Colin Campbell have been the entire Saints offense. Tommy Kaufman's got 21 rushes for 27 yards to go along with 10 completions for 167 yards through the air. They desperately need him in there.
Now, in defense of the counterpart in Staley, a couple of those were from screens that led to high yards after catch. But still, you're right. Kaufman has been effective tonight throughout, and they'll bring out Knox Johnson, I believe, as the quarterback for the first time tonight with the Kaufman cramps. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. It'll be a handoff left side that goes nowhere. Royals able to sniff that out quickly. Campbell, the ball carrier, maybe a gain of a yard. Call it 3rd and 5. And Kaufman is still on the sideline.
Yeah, the Royals didn't bring pressure there, but I would fully expect them to do so here with the backup quarterback in, and the pressure's been successful so far tonight. Another big 3rd down coming up here.
Feels like a massive moment in this ballgame.
Absolutely.
Backup quarterback in there. Maybe you roll the dice with some pressure. 3rd and 6 from the Saints' own 22. We're still scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard with just over 9.5 to play. A wide receiver on either side. Campbell, the tailback, to Johnson. He has 2 tailbacks on either side, Schenkel and Campbell. He takes the snap, 2-step drop, extra pressure, fires over the middle. It's broken up, incomplete. It was over the head of Zent as well, and the Saints will be forced to punt here on 4th and 6 deep in their own territory. I know he's been a savior on defense. I know he's been a savior at times on special teams. Can you ask for a good return if it opens up for Will Hegwood?
Absolutely, yeah. Will Hegwood's arguably the best player on your team. You need him to make something happen here. Dwenger's punting game has been pretty solid so far, so you know he's going to get an opportunity.
Well, the Royals are showing like they're worried about a fake here, or like maybe they're going to bring some pressure. It is Rader and Hegwood back as deep safeties. We'll see if they change their formation, just send Hegwood deep before this punt happens. Hudson, high snap, and we got whistles beforehand. What's the call? It's zeros on the play clock. Might be a delay game on the Saints. It is indeed. The fourth unofficial delay a game by the Saints tonight. And this time they had timeouts in their pocket to work with. Now I'll ask the question, do you bring the pressure?
No, I think that what that does is it gives Roncalli's coaching staff an opportunity to communicate to the defense on this funky formation with the punt team. But, yeah, I think you can dial up some pressure here with them all spread out.
Well, this would be as gutsy as it comes for Hudson to try to fake this here at his own 22. He won't. It's a quick punt that Hegwood's going to gather at midfield, and he'll be forced to run out of bounds at the 49. Boy, had he stayed inbounds, the momentum was carrying him there, but had he stayed in, would have a fun conversation. Unfortunately, he can't. And now you ask the Roncalli offense to once again try to answer the day.
Well, you mentioned Hegwood. He didn't pick up anything on that, but he had to run a long way to catch that and probably saved the Roncalli offense about 15 yards of field position. They now start in the plus territory of Dwenger, which they haven't been in much outside of that opening drive.
Their average start position's been the 26. You're right, Dan. This is as good as you could ask for.
So you ask for work from Hegwood. Now you need Jarvis to show up here.
You do. Two wide receivers to the left. Make it three to the left and one to the right. Ball far hash. Jarvis the tailback for Staley on this 1st and 10 from the Saints 48. Handoff. Jarvis right side. Lowers the shoulder. He'll pick up 4, maybe 3. We'll see what they give him. Either way, a nice run to the right. 2nd down.
And that's what you want, right? We talk about this Roncalli offense. You can't be at 3rd and 7 plus. You're already at 2nd and 7. That's a positive run on 1st down.
2nd and 7 from the Saints 46-yard line. 25 on the play clock and counting as the Royals break their huddle. 3 wide receivers to the left, one of which in the slot is Rader against the line of scrimmage, and one to the right. Jarvis the tailback to the left hip of Staley. Saints show pressure. Callan, play action, rolling left, pressure on him. He's going to tuck it and run to the 45. Late throw. Did he throw it in time? He did. It's a pass to the right to Dillon. He was just on the line of scrimmage, says the officials. That's going to be close to a 1st down. He'll have it. Move those chains.
And either way, Jimmy, I think it was a backwards pass. So even if he was beyond the line of scrimmage, it was going backwards. So a nice decision there, a risky one, but a nice decision there by Callan to move the chains and get some positive momentum for this Roncalli offense.
Royals now crouching further into Saints territory as they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. I think that's the key part, Dan. That was a backwards pass regardless. So the Royals clean and legal on 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 37. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jarvis the tailback, ball near hash. Give to Jarvis on a delayed handoff. He'll bounce outside. Now cut back upfield to the 30. Flag flies late. Boy, you hope it's not a hold on Roncalli. But based on placement, I think it is.
Yeah, it looked like, Jarvis had plenty of space to the outside. It looked like a hold on the interior to allow that to happen.
Oh, it's on the Saints. No, they miscalled it. Week 1, folks.
Everybody's knocking the rust off. But that's, we've talked about it, Jimmy. That's a back-breaking penalty for Roncalli. We saw it a lot last year. You can't play behind the sticks in this offense. You got to at least pick up 2 or 3 every play to keep yourself on schedule.
All right, devil's advocate here. Your offense has done next to nothing tonight, in part because of rust, in part because of the Saints' defense. If you get a positive play here, let's say you make it into 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, are you thinking about 4-down territory based on position?
Absolutely, where you're at here. But I think the play call here, it's 1st and 20, so you want to do as much as you can to get some of that penalty yardage back and make it manageable. You can't just try to go vertical here. You got to try to get at least some of it back.
2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left for Staley. Jarvis's tailback. Ball basically in the middle of the hash marks. 1st and 20 from their own 40, from the Saints 45. Option, pitch late. Jarvis, stutter step, makes a man miss, and he gets most balls out late. Was he down first? No, he was not. He lost the football late. Saints have it. Jarvis, rare fumble. And the Saints, not the Royals, the Saints are the defensive unit to get a potential game-changing turnover.
And it's a shame because it was a really nice play call. They ran the triple option, got exactly what they wanted. Jarvis out in space. But you got to hold on to the football, and Coach Otley preaches that nonstop, and that's an easy way to get yourself on the bench.
Well, the Saints have decent field position. Roncalli defense has been on the field for 24 minutes tonight, and they're once again going to have to save the bacon for Roncalli. With 7:44 to play on the Marian University scoreboard, we're scoreless. 1st and 10 from their own 36, heavy set package for the Saints. And it is Kaufman back out there. Handoff, left side, swallowed for nothing.
Yeah, and the Saints getting under center there in a power formation. You wonder if Kaufman's legs giving them a little issue, but they have not had success, just like Roncalli hasn't, running in between the tackles tonight. So if you're the Roncalli defense, you'll allow that.
Vincent Conover on the tackle. Appears to be a little bit of a limp there still for Kaufman, so maybe you're right, Dan. Maybe they're forced to go into these heavy sets looks. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 for Bishop Dwenger. One wide receiver out to the left, one to the right. Out of the shotgun is Kaufman. Will the Royals test his mobility? His tailback is Campbell to his left hip. He'll receive the snap. Gives it to Campbell. He'll break through again. Boy, he's done that all night. Carries tacklers near the first down marker. He is going to have the first down, and Campbell will finally be blown dead right at the first down marker.
Colin Campbell's a good player, man. I've been really impressed with him. And again, we talked about Kaufman and Campbell. That's been the entire Saints offense tonight. Again, Roncalli had him dead to rights in the backfield, maybe a gain of 1, just unable to make the tackle. And again, nobody putting a chest on the man. You got to tackle with your hips.
Campbell has been having one heck of a night. Give him 102 yards of total offense. And he sets up the Saints on 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line with 6:40 to go in this ball game. A wide receiver on either side, ball far hash. Again, under the gun in the I formation is Kaufman. Under center is Kaufman. He takes the snap, direct handoff to the fullback, and he'll get 5 yards, maybe 6. Is that the just up front win by the Saints, or is that the Roncalli defense finally starting to get tired?
I mean, Roncalli's got their box packed. Again, they're tackling with their arms, and that's allowing the Dwenger ball carriers to just pick up extra yardage. I've said it a bunch now. You got to tackle with your hips. You got to tackle with your chest. And outside of Carson Keller, I haven't seen much of that from the Roncalli defense tonight.
2nd and 5 after the gain of 5 by Fabini, who was the tailback there. 13 seconds on the play clock should be of note. The Saints have yet to break the huddle. Now they have with 9. One wide receiver on either side, ball far hash. A running back on either side of Kaufman. 3 on the play clock. Kaufman going to get it off. He'll have a double reverse to the left side, and there's a blocker in front, and it's well read by guess who? Will Hegwood again. He's going to make that a loss of 2 on the play, as there was nowhere to go for Thomas Dennis.
A fabulous football play there by Michael Hegwood, older brother. Will Hegwood coming from his safety spot, just screaming downhill. Looked like that reverse was going to be there, but Hegwood just completely erased it. Another big 3rd down here for the Roncalli defense.
3rd and 6. At this point, the Royals would force the Saints to punt if they stopped them here. Unless it's a 4th and 1, 4th and a half inch. You got to have the Roncalli defense answer the bell one more time with 5:05 to go. We're still scoreless. Kaufman to the gun. Ball near hash. He takes a high snap. Pressure coming. Jailbreak screen in the dirt, and the Royals are going to force him to punt.
Excellent play there by the Roncalli defense. They sniffed out the screen immediately. You saw the entire defensive line recognize that they were getting duped, and they all stopped in their tracks, retraced, tried to find the running back on the screen. Excellent stop there by the Roncalli defense.
So now the Royals will have the pen in their hand to try to write the final note in this defensive battle of Week 1. I don't have to allude to it anymore. It is near punch for punch. The meeting from Week 1 year ago at Bob Tully Field. Scoreless with 4:56 to play. As Hudson gets sent to try to pin the Royals deep. Floating snap. It's a line drive punt. Hegwood will get it at the 20. Blocker to the right side. Hegwood up the middle to the 25. That's the best he'll get. Royals will need to go. Flag will fly late, though. Let's see what this is about. Boy, if the Royals could get an extra 15 out of this, they'd be thrilled. Let's see if they wind up with unnecessary roughness on the Saints.
Yeah, it looks like the crew's going to talk about it here, but you're right, Jimmy. Roncalli will take 15 yards any way they can get it right now.
Any 15 you'll take. And it is going to be a dead ball on Roncalli. Are they going to call both sides? What's it? Haven't got a clear signal
We don't
yet.
have a mic on him, but we'll go with our expert in Matt Heinekamp here in a second. It's a personal
unsportsmanlike conduct on the Royals, unfortunately. So that's going to be 15 against White.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and again, Roncalli doesn't have a ton of penalties tonight by total count. That'll just be their 6th of the evening, but every single one of them has been a backbreaker and just completely avoidable, right? So you can live with the penalties that are caused by effort, but penalties that are caused by unsportsmanlike conduct, those are inexcusable.
And correction on this, as I understand it, I have this.
They're marking it on the Saints now.
Well, either this is the worst case of rust for an officiating crew. It is. All right. So the officials totally off mark. They started going 15 for Roncalli. Now they re-clarify, and it's 15 for the Saints, unless the white hat got it wrong to begin with. We're going to have a conference now.
The Roncalli players were pointing at Dwenger initially, but the white hat clearly signaled it on Roncalli.
One coaching staff is about to be irate, depending on how this goes. Either way, you chalk it up. Oh, it's on the Saints.
Wow.
That's going to be tough.
It's tough to swallow.
That's going to be tough,
especially because there wasn't really anything visibly that we could see from the box.
So the white hat just misannounced it initially, and it will be 15 additional for Roncalli. So now you'll move it to the Roncalli 41, and that was the benefit we were hoping for. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Can Colin Staley continue to write a successful ending to his first start as a Roncalli Royals quarterback? 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball far hash with 4:47 to play on the Marian University scoreboard. We'll also warn our sponsors as well and our listeners at home that it's going to be a extended post game with ad breaks to make up with how this game flow has happened. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Staley, handoff, Jarvis, full head of steam. He's got space to midfield. 45-40, Jarvis clipped up at the 39, and that's the big play you were hoping for the senior tailback.
And I love it. He fumbles on his last carry. You give it right back to him. I like that. I made the comment that it's an easy way to find yourself to the bench, but with a kid that's provided so much to your program, I love just putting him right back in there.
It wasn't Jarvis, but this happened to you a year or two ago because that's your gut philosophy, which I appreciate and respect. But same thing, Otley goes back to the well instead of punishing, and it's rewarded with the big gain of 18 from Jarvis. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball in the middle of the hash marks. Handoff, Jarvis again. Another full team, lost the ball again. And the Saints have it. Well, Dan, 1 second, it looks like you're wrong. The next second, unfortunately, crown of the helmet hits the football, and Jarvis coughs it up on back-to-back drives.
Yep, just can't happen. That's all I got to say. Can't happen.
4:18 to play in this ball game. And the Saints defense again forces what I believe is their 5th turnover they have forced tonight.
Backbreaker, when you've got an offense that's struggling to move the ball, to turn it over 5 times. Ugh.
This is looking like my college NCAA box score on the wrong side of things. Stack wideouts on either side. Kaufman in the gun. 2-step drop. Delayed screen is low but caught. And immediately gang tackled by a couple of different Royals. Mikey Dillon wins the day there. Call it a gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 with 4:05 to play.
And a great job there again by Mikey Dillon. We talked about Ryder Douglas leaving earlier in the game with an injury. Mikey Dillon, typically a wide receiver. He's done a great job getting off blocks from his corner spot and making nice open field tackles.
Tonight's game brought to you by Alderson Commercial Group. Our presenting sponsor is your premier general contractor. You get commercial construction solutions with a personal touch at Alderson Group, building business from business, aldersoncommercial.com.
Oh, I was like, what is that?
3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Kaufman feels pressure. He is swarmed going the wrong way. Got to get rid of it, and he throws it out of bounds to avoid the pressure. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 9.
Really smart place. Really smart play. The Royals brought pressure, but Kaufman able to break contain, get outside, and just chuck that to the sideline to stay alive. It's of note here, Jimmy. We're 3.5 minutes left in this game. Both teams still have all three timeouts.
3rd and 9 for the Saints with 3:31 to play. We're scoreless on the Marian University scoreboard.
3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Can the Royal defense answer again? Kaufman, near hash. Royals show pressure. Kaufman claps. Pressure comes. Pocket collapsing. Hold was not called. Low throw incomplete. And the Saints will be forced to punt again with 3:24 to go.
And the Roncalli defense holds up yet again. That pressure has been their go-to all night. They've been on the field a lot, but that's a character win there by that defense to force a punt. Now you got Will Hegwood and Luke Rader both deep. Those were your playmakers last year. Let's see if they can get something going here.
2 wide receivers to the right and 2 to the left in the punt formation. If they were to run a fake, they will not. And the punt is away by Hudson. It's a high punt that's going to get all the way to the 15. And Hegwood forced to call a fair catch. And we will stay right here with 3:17 to go. Still scoreless. Royals trying to break the tie on this drive.
Yeah, they got to find something going here on offense. He has a couple nice plays there schematically, interior, being able to run the football in between the tackles, which they haven't been able to do all night. They had success last drive. Got to hold on to the football, and I'm sure they're going to leave Jarvis in there, right? He's your bell cow. You got to trust him to figure it out and hold on to the football, but Roncalli's going to need to put something together here. I wouldn't mind seeing get the ball in Caleb Mauer's hands on the perimeter, right? We've seen success with him so far in this game. Try one of your other playmakers while Jarvis gets his juice back up.
Jarvis is the tailback. 3 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left. Otley trusting his senior. 1st and 10 from their own 15. They put Jarvis out wide. Screen pass to Jarvis. Flags fly immediately. Jarvis to the 10 to the 15. Play will stop. Illegal shift by Roncalli. False start by Roncalli. Either way, negative for the Royals, going the wrong way late.
Broken record, but Roncalli's offense is not designed to play behind the sticks. You have to play clean football. You can't afford these false starts. It really limits your playbook. Now your goal is to try to get that penalty yardage back and hope you can figure something out on 2nd and 10.
So call it 1st and 15 after the penalty yardage on the false start. 3:13 to play on the Marian University scoreboard. We are still scoreless in this one. 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Staley in the gun. Jarvis to his left hip. Ball near hash. Callan. Low snap. Fakes it on the option. Staley was going to get away. Trying to cut outside. And he will to the 15. And he's cut up right at the initial stick before the penalty yardage. So they did what Dan wanted. Albeit it took a long walk for that drink of water, but it is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, getting the ball to the perimeter has been what's working for Roncalli, and they do so there with the legs of the quarterback. Like you said, Jimmy, you at least get back to manageable yardage here. You need to pick up at least 4 or 5 here to be in a more comfortable spot.
2nd and 10 from their own 15 with 2:40 and counting to play. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The one thing you cannot have if you're Roncalli is a turnover at this part of the field. Staley gives it to Jarvis up the middle. He keeps it secure, keeps his legs churning, has the first down and more. Move those chains, Alex Jarvis. The trust is there, and he rewards the Royals with first down carry.
It's exactly what you need from your senior. That's exactly what you need from your offensive line. That's one of the few times tonight where we've seen Roncalli's offensive line win at the line of scrimmage and push that Dwenger stout defensive front back.
3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Staley in the gun. Jarvis is tailback on his left hip, ball far hash. 2:10 to play. Handoff, Jarvis up the middle, keeping it secure, and he's going to pick up about 6 before he's blown dead. 2nd and 4, 2:03 to go.
And again, a great push up front by the interior of that Roncalli offensive line. We're starting to see them figure it out here late in the game. Under 2 minutes left, but Roncalli still with those 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Plenty of time. And you don't want to burn them too early. You want to milk this clock a little bit so Dwenger doesn't get a shot at the end of the game.
3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Ball on the far hash effectively. Staley in the gun, Jarvis to the left side. Quick screen, thrown. It's popped up in the air and almost picked. Off the fingertips of Will Hegwood on the quick screen. He would have had the first down. Maybe a bit high, but he's got to catch that, and it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that ball came out hot. I was talking to Principal Bonich before the game on the way up here, and he mentioned Staley's a great athlete. He sometimes throws the ball like a shortstop, and that looked like a shortstop trying to hit first base there. Will's got to get his head around a little bit quicker, though.
3 wide receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Ball far hash on this critical 3rd and 4 with 95 seconds to play. Do the Royals have to punt it back, or will they continue their drive? Staley, low snap, handoff. Jarvis goes right side, cuts upfield, has the first down and more. Makes a man miss, lowers the shoulder, and he's at the Roncalli 45 with 90 seconds to go. Timeout, Roncalli. No, they'll stop momentarily for the chains to move, and then we'll see what the Royals do.
Yeah, you don't want to use them yet. You still got all 3 timeouts, plenty of time. You've got all the possession here. You could force Dwenger to take some timeouts.
They're going to let the clock play. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball far hash. Staley in the gun, 1:20 to play. 1st and 10 from their own 45, and another false start on Roncalli.
It's been on the exit motion every time, Jimmy. I think the young center just isn't used to that cadence yet, the rhythm of that cadence, and he's just starting too soon.
Well, Dan, at what point,
you got to stop
maybe
doing
we're too far now,
Yeah.
At what point do you say, hey, it's scrapped this week, I'm sorry, you can't run it?
Yeah. I think we're at that point.
No. 1:17 to go. Royals will move back for Roncalli. 7 penalties for 50 yards. Conversely, the Saints have allowed just 60 yards total passing for Staley. 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Low snap! Staley lost the football. Can he get it back? I think he just barely did on the ricochet, but my goodness, what a tough night up front for the Royals.
And again, Jimmy, exit motion. And that time wasn't a false start, but, man, the young center just fired that back there. I don't even think we were looking for the snap at that point, so scrap it. Yeah, and it looks like Roncalli's going to take the timeout here.
It's 2nd and a country mile for Roncalli when we come back. 1:02 to play. We're scoreless. Long 2nd down upcoming for the Royals here on the RMN, brought to you by Alderson.
Generations of Roncalli families know what it means to build a legacy. At Alderson Commercial Group, we understand that lasting success is built the same way, with strong foundations, trusted relationships, and a commitment to doing things right. We're proud to have recently built the Bergamo Courtyard for Roncalli, a space that reflects community, tradition, and the next generation of leaders Roncalli continues to shape. Alderson Commercial Group, serious, real, face forward.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering...
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger. Staley on 2nd and 20. He'll step back and have to spin out of trouble. He's thrown down for a gain of 4. There is a flag, though, in the area of holding, you would think, for Roncalli and their offensive lineman. No, it's a face mask against Roncalli. Either way, it's the wrong way, as Kalen Staley did his best to keep life alive there.
Yeah, penalties continuing to hurt Roncalli, and at this point, Dwenger's still got 3 timeouts. It's going to be, 2nd and 35? At this point, Roncalli's just got to try to run the ball and force them to use their timeouts.
So they'll wait for the penalty yardage to be assessed, but we're not going to make any predictive measures with this crew right now. We'll wait for all the dust to clear.
I think they're trying to figure out where it should be marked from. It should be from the spot, I believe. So that's, as you mentioned,
2nd down for Roncalli.
Yeah, 2nd down and about half the field.
Yeah.
So, again, it's just a 5-yard penalty, apparently? Just a 5-yarder. Okay, so not as bad as we thought, but still 2nd and 25.
With 54 seconds to play, and
you run the ball and force them to
get done.
You got to run the ball and force them. Yeah, you got to force them to burn their timeouts here.
3 wide receivers to the left side and 1 to the right.
Clock's
Kalen
running.
in the gun. Clock is running. And Staley will take the snap. Handoff. Jarvis up the middle. He'll roll left side and pick up maybe 5. And I believe the Saints are going to use a timeout here.
And the unfortunate part there, Jimmy, clearly Roncalli running the ball to try to run the clock. The clock was running, and they snapped it immediately. Would have forced the Saints to take a timeout, but they ran the play. Now the clock's running again.
We thought the Saints were going to call timeout there. They apparently did not. The clock will still run, but the Royals, like you mentioned, Dan, not utilizing proper
It looks like both teams are happy with overtime here.
I guess so. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left in Hegwood. Kalen Staley out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff. Jarvis cannot break free. Final 15 seconds will roll off. The Saints, will they use a timeout? They will not. Both teams will play for overtime.
Well, we called for a little bit of a more high-scoring game this week. We got less than we got week 1.
We are headed to OT from Shields Field through 4 quarters. We're scoreless at 0. Overtime around the corner on the Roncalli Media Network.
Generations of Roncalli families know what it means to build a legacy. At Alderson Commercial Group, we understand that lasting success is built the same way, with strong foundations, trusted relationships, and a commitment to doing things right. We're proud to have recently built the Bergamo Courtyard for Roncalli, a space that reflects community, tradition, and the next generation of leaders Roncalli continues to shape. Alderson Commercial Group, serious, real, face forward.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Welcome back to Shields Field. Overtime we go. With Dan Lauk, I'm Jimmy Cook. Callan Staley for the Royals has had a balanced effort for him tonight, but the real story has been Alex Jarvis, 91 yards on the ground. That's been your offensive story. Otherwise, it's been Roncalli defensively keeping things alive, and now it's not quite penalty kicks in soccer, but it's 4 plays from the 10, and see which defense is less tired the way this thing's gone down.
Yeah, and both teams have had shots inside the red zone, but haven't been able to put points on the board, so we might be here for a while, Jimmy. I don't anticipate this one necessarily ending in the first overtime unless either team shows the ability to run the ball effectively. Now, to Roncalli's credit, they have been able to run between the tackles on these past 2 drives. Minus the fumbles, they've shown some success there, so you hope that carries over here to the overtime.
I think my favorite element here of this predicament, Dan, is that Principal Bonich is your ride home, and he has to stay for all of postgame. So he's in the thick of things as long as we are.
That's right.
In this 0-0 ball game, as both teams will head to midfield for the overtime coin toss. That is brought to you by our friends at the Coin Index. The Coin Index, across the Laguna Park Mall. You can count on the Coin Index for all your coin and precious metal needs. They buy, sell, and appraise online at thecoinindex.com. We'll see as Will Hegwood and company head out to midfield for this coin toss. This is the first Roncalli overtime game since the 2022 semi-state matchup against East Central. Did not go Roncalli's way that night, hoping for a more fortuitous result tonight against the Saints in this state finals rematch that has basically carbon copied the matchup from the regular season last year. Saw the Royals win 3-0. That one was in regulation, though. This one to OT.
Maybe we should talk to David Lauk, see if we can't get this game moved to Week 9 when the teams are a little bit more fresh and ready to play.
I would also argue if you're going to keep it at Week 1, maybe a neutral site in between the two cities. So just in case we go into overtime, no side is worried about the long leg home.
Hey, but listen, if you got anywhere to be late at night, a Friday night football game under the lights isn't a bad place.
Nothing better.
Yeah.
And what a nice facility up here as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The folks at Fort Wayne taking care of us this evening.
Beautiful. My first time up here, and it's, very similar to what you'd find at Roncalli as far as the environment and the hospitality. It's been phenomenal. I hope this series continues.
Do you think the reason that the huddle has taken so long is the White Hat, being week one, forgot overtime rules?
Yeah, well,
set up earlier tonight.
As you and our statistician Matt Heinekamp said, it's been a while since we played an overtime game, and Roncalli fans will remember that one, the semi-state against East Central on the road.
It was Dan Bauer in the booth, not Dan Lauk.
Yeah.
That was pre Dan Lauk era on RMN.
Right,
Long
the glory
time
days.
ago.
We've lost a lot of listeners since then.
Well, we try to. We tried to recoup where we can with the insights and joke commentary from the man to my right as we await the overtime delegation still going on. So we wait for indication for who has won this toss. Dan, your chosen philosophy in OT, 4 cracks at it, 4 downs from the 10. Where does the playbook stand in terms of openness, and what do you expect from Roncalli offensively?
Yeah, I think you run your stuff. I mean, it gets tough down by the goal line. You don't have to play with safeties anymore as a defense because you got the inline behind you. But, the biggest thing in overtime, Jimmy, is penalties. I mean, whichever team does not commit penalties on offense is probably going to win this game. So, both teams have had some penalties tonight that have really hurt, and if they can clean that up, especially on Roncalli's side, you're going to give yourself a chance here. The other thing I'd say, Jimmy, that's important to note, Dwenger has 3 missed field goals tonight. So, if they're going to have to trot out the kicker there, that's going to be in his head. He was not the starter last year. This is his first varsity game. And another
note, and I want Matt Heinekamp to confirm this for me, I believe Austin Bradley is your starting kicker tonight, as Devin Dirtschultz still splitting time between soccer and this. He came with the team, but it's Austin Bradley that's going to be your place kicker should it come down to that for Roncalli.
Yep, and it certainly could with the way these defenses are playing, especially with their backs up to their own end zones.
Well, it appears that the ceremonies are now done. Royals will, no idea who won that toss based on indication, but the Royals will get first crack at the apple offensively. I know we're just deep digging into the weeds here, Dan, but in a game like this, is there an edge to being first offense, first defense? Did you have a philosophy?
You always want to be second, right? Yeah. You always want to play defense first, but at the end of the day, like I said, the team that commits or fails to commit a mistake in a good way is going to be the team that wins this. And like we mentioned, both teams have been penalized heavily tonight. Looking at the statistics here, Roncalli's got 8 penalties for 55 yards. Dwenger 7 for 67. Not huge numbers, obviously, but all the penalties have been consequential. And if you could be clean here, that's going to be big. And Roncalli on offense, you really got to set the tone here on first down. Again, you can't play behind the sticks. You got to find something for at least 3 or 4 yards.
And no motion.
I like motion.
The
exit motion. Yeah, that one's gone. Let's figure that one out in week 6.
All right. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 4 bites at the apple from the 10. First and goal for Roncalli effectively. 4 tries in this first attempt in overtime. 0-0 on the Marian University scoreboard. 3 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Talon Staley in the gun with Jarvis to his right hip. Ball near hash. Staley, low snap. He'll roll right. Bounces outside. Staley trying to find the edge. He's going to get close, and he's clobbered at the 3. Boy, a broken play near disaster leads to a 7-yard game from Calvin Staley. And here go the Royals on second from the 3.
A great job by Staley to make something out of nothing. That play was designed to go to Jarvis, but the snap was on the ground the entire time. He's able to escape with his athleticism. A huge play there by Callan Staley.
Callan Staley making plays with his legs. Second and goal from the 3 for Roncalli. First possession of overtime. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball near hash. You would think it's Jarvis's music here. He is directly behind Staley. They send a man in motion. Staley takes the snap. Hand off Jarvis, right side. He'll bulldoze his way into the end zone. There is the signal. Touchdown Royals. The drought finally ends in overtime. They draw first blood. It's 6-0 Roncalli, pending the PAT.
And we saw it those last few drives from the Roncalli offensive line finally getting a push up the middle, and they do so there. And that's all Jarvis needs. He's a big body, 6'1", 205 pounds. If he can get a little bit of a head of steam, he's always going to fall forward there.
And now you're going to have Austin Bradley on for the PAT again. He's not your traditional starting place kicker. It was him and Devin Dirtschultz coming in. Dirtschultz not able to go. Bradley a critical PAT to make it 7-0. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is good. 7-0 Royals. Welcome to the show, Austin Bradley.
Yeah, and a nice job there to handle the snap. It was bobbled just a little bit, but a great job by Austin Bradley to put that through.
And for that touchdown, when the Royals deliver 6, Laura Kopetsky's Triax delivers $100. Laura Kopetsky Triax, hulling for Indy and cheering for Roncalli. So now you got the reverse of that. Your offense went first. I know it's easy with hindsight, right? It's Monday morning quarterbacking, but, man, with this Roncalli defense, one stop, boys. That's all you need.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, again, with being this far down, on the 10-yard line, you don't have to play with safeties. Roncalli's been excellent dialing up the pressure tonight, and I would expect them to do so here starting on first down.
We had to have Allison Heidecamp do some work tonight. 2 plays, 10 yards, a 3-yard touchdown for Jarvis. I kid because I love, and it's 7-0 Roncalli. Here's the turn for the Saints. Kaufman, first and goal from the 10. I formation. Takes the snap directly to the fullback. He'll push forward for a gain of 4, maybe 5. Second and goal.
We talked about the interior push from the Roncalli offensive line. The Dwenger offensive line doing an excellent job there getting a push. And Dom Cromer, the middle linebacker for the Royals, looks like he's getting up a little gimpy and might have to come off here.
Well, he'll fall to the turf, and that would be a tough loss. Let's just say it's for this game. That would be a tough loss at this moment for Dom Cromer, but you don't fault him. He's been out there for almost a half hour, this Roncalli defense has tonight.
Yeah, they've been out there a lot, and again, every time their backs have been against the wall, they've responded. They're going to have to do so again here.
We're going to step aside and be right back. Second and goal. No, we'll stay here as they are able to get Cromer to his feet. Second and goal from the 6 here in overtime for the Saints. 7-0 Roncalli.
And again, Dwenger, I like the play call there, just going fullback dive, trying to pick up 2 or 3 to make these next 3 plays more manageable. Again, Roncalli has already scored, and the benefit of going second on offense is you've got all 4 plays to play with. So this is 4-down territory, obviously, for the Saints.
Second and goal from the 6 as the Saints leave their sideline, and Cromer gets attended to. Roncalli likely would have Murphy Goss or some combination out there. We'll see what they wind up going with as the play unfolds. I formation again for Kaufman. They've gone to the fullback the last 2 times they've run this. This time it's to the tailback. Right side, McDonald squirts free, spins forward, and he is short. He's going to be about 2 yards short. The Royal defense holds again. It will be 3rd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
Yeah, and it looked like the Roncalli defense had that stopped initially, but again, Campbell has
been sensational.
Oh, yeah, he's a heck of a football player, and he's hurting too. I mean, all these kids, week 1's hard enough, but then to play an extra overtime in a really physical game, both teams just playing with their hearts on their sleeves now.
105 yards total for Campbell tonight. He makes it 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Saints. Royals trying to turn him away and get a week 1 victory, having won 6 straight openers. A wide receiver on either side. I formation for Kaufman. On 3rd down from the 5. Handoff Campbell. No, it's not Campbell. It is Schenkel, and he is stonewalled again. It all comes down to this 4th and goal from the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, what else can you sign up for here, Jimmy? Last play of the game here. Dwenger to stay alive. They're going to need to punch this in. The Roncalli defense has been stout all game.
In the state championship game, it came down to a final play for Roncalli that was not answered. Here in week 1, it comes down to a final play for the Saints. Can the Royals turn them away and get a 7 straight season-opening win? A wide receiver on either side. Shotgun formation for Kaufman. 4th and goal from the 2. He changes things. Now gets set in the gun.
Delay game.
It's zeros on the play clock, and it's going to be a delay of game.
That is huge.
The 4th time tonight, and it rears its ugly head in overtime for Bishop Dwenger.
Well, and they changed formation. I'm a little shocked to see him come out in shotgun when you only need a yard. That fullback dive has been there for him all night, but now completely changes the scheme for Dwenger here. And that happens with
the offensive set now with the penalty.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and this stuff happens with a young quarterback, right? You got to have your eyes on the play clock there, and they just took too long getting lined up and tried to read the Roncalli defense. You only need a yard. There's not much to read, right? Get under center and try to pound it in.
So now it'll be 4th and goal from the 6 after the penalty yardage. And Roncalli trying to walk out of Fort Wayne with a W.
They're going to have to hurry here.
Champs. They got 5 on the play clock. Dan's right. 4 on the play clock. They're going to burn a timeout. They're going to have to burn a timeout. Oh, Roncalli's going to take a timeout. Oh, no, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trusting the back judge ever again. I'm getting names of the crew, and we're done. Our trust is broken. The white hat calls the timeout to the Saints, and they will regroup.
Yeah, and expect to see, some sort of rubber out here from the Saints. You can't expect to run the ball for 6 yards here for the touchdown, but expect crossing routes and something. Try to get Kaufman to the perimeter and find something on the run. That's what I would expect here if I'm Roncalli. And expecting that, I would like to bring some pressure from the field here, making sure he doesn't get out of the box.
Will Hegwood's music, perhaps?
That's right. I hate taking Will Hegwood out of coverage in this situation, but I know what you're saying.
It is.
Yeah, I think, Carson Keller's had a great game tonight. I think trying to run a stunt up front and get him out to the C-gap might be the thing to go with here.
It'll come down to one final play in this, the regular season opener. They'll mark it at 4th and goal from the 6 for the Saints to try to extend overtime. And now a timeout taken by Bishop Dwenger.
Yeah, just lining up, seeing what Roncalli's defense is going to do.
A bit of a chess match there.
You got the timeouts. You might as well use them here.
Anything you were able to gather from that quick flash in the pan formation?
No, I don't think so. I mean, again, the defense is going to be aggressive. You don't have to play with safeties down in this part of the end zone. Again, I expect Dwenger to try to spread it out a little bit and try to get some rub routes underneath, anticipating man coverage from Roncalli.
So one play to either extend overtime or give the Royals their 7th straight opening night win.
The defense I do like on this part of the field, Jimmy, is the coverage is called fence coverage, where it's essentially a zone coverage where you're going to pass off those routes underneath, but you're going to stay flat, right? You're not going to backpedal at all. You don't have safety help. You don't need safety help in that position. It's a common goal line defense that we see here.
So it'll be 4th and goal from the 7 for the Saints. 3 wide receivers stacked to the left, 1 to the right. The tailback to the right hip of Kaufman is Campbell. This is for the ball game. Kaufman takes the snap, 2-step drop, looking left, rolling left. Pressure starts to come. Kaufman throws back corner of the end zone. There is a flag for potential defensive holding. Let's see. Royals are celebrating, but that flag looks like it could be on Roncalli.
Yeah, that flag came before the pass was thrown, so I think you're on top of it there, Jimmy. A lot of time there for Kaufman. He was able to break, contain, and extend it. We'll see.
If they pick up the flag or it's not on the Saints, the game is over. If it's on Roncalli, the Saints get one more bite at the apple.
You could also get a pick route there.
It's a hold against the Saints. Is that the real mark? No, it's not. What is this crew doing?
All right, so this is going to be half the distance to the goal. Again, it's going to be, still a tough call for Dwenger to try to run this in. Either way, if you're Roncalli's defense, you got to regroup here. You got one more play to win the game here.
So this will be positioned at the 2.
Should be half the distance to the goal. They were at the 7, so the 3.5 or so.
All right. So again, write the script where it stands. A state finals rematch. Comes down to one play. 7-0 Roncalli here in week 1 on the Marian University scoreboard.
So, again, running straight up the gut's going to be tough to do here. But, Dwenger's first play of offense in this game was a designed quarterback power to the perimeter. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this as well.
It'll be 4th and goal from the 2. Royals late defensive sub off. 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left, completely uncovered. Now he's marked. And Kaufman will be in the shotgun.
And they don't even have a quarterback in there.
It's
definitely a power run look.
You're right. It's a total power look as Campbell is the tailback. Now it's going to be, Campbell will be your tailback. Campbell, high snap, follows blockers in front. Going to try to find the edge. He stopped when he stretches late. He got in on the stretch. He got in on the stretch to keep the game alive.
They're going for 2, Jimmy. They're signaling 2 already. So this is going to be for the game right here. A heck of a play there by Campbell. I thought he was stopped short, but I think he rolled over the Roncalli defender.
He extended the arm. And he's able to cross the goal line for the touchdown. But as Dan mentioned, the Saints are going to go for 2. And now here is your ball game.
Well, let's see. Now they're a little confused now. It looks like they are going to kick it now.
All right, so Hudson, who's missed 3 field goals already tonight, is going to try a point after, try to tie this and send us to a second overtime.
Yeah, you can see their coaching staff signaling for 2, but had second thoughts there.
Eric Hudson, good snap, good hole kick is good. And we will go to a second overtime.
Wow. Just listen, you got to tip your hat to Campbell there. He was stopped at about the 2-yard line, rolled over the Roncalli defender and stretched for it. Just a heck of an individual
and
play.
If you're Roncalli, you're going to kick yourself. This goes the other way on the defensive holding. That would have been the deciding play of the game.
And look, that's going to happen when you allow the quarterback to extend the play, right? It's the final play of the game. You got to be able to keep them in the pocket there. You can't really, fault the defenders in the backfield there.
And they've been out there for a half hour.
Yep.
So what are you going to do?
They're going to be right back out there right now.
Back out there. Yep. So immediately the Saints will head back out there as we change positioning of the overtime. Again, from goal to go, 4 bites at the apple. Try to get a touchdown or a field goal. The Saints will operate on offense first this time in overtime number 2. 7s across the board. I want to thank all of you joining us here on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by our friends over at Alderson.
Oh, Roncalli's offense is out there, so yeah, it should be Roncalli on defense. They should be flipping this, I believe. Yeah, the Roncalli coaching staff is talking about it here.
Well, with this crew, I don't know, man. So the officials have yet to make a correction on that. Otley's on the field trying to explain to the white hat the rules of this game.
Yeah, I mean, to the White Hats' credit, we did send our offense out there, so I'm not sure what's going on here.
Rust in week 1.
Yeah, but it is, as I talked about, it's an advantage to play defense first, and we saw it there. Dwenger knew they had 4 plays to get into the end zone.
In every version of football I've ever played, be it video game or
never
otherwise,
seen this,
you switch after
absolutely
overtime happens.
Because of that advantage, right? I mean, that's why you have the coin toss, right? You figure out who's going to be on defense first, and then it flips, and they're going to figure it out now.
All right, there we go. The solidarity with our Dwenger brethren here, but even thumbs up that somebody has a screw loose here. Either way, it's not us, and the Saints will get the first bite at the apple.
And if you're the Roncalli defense, you got to regroup here. And if you're Coach Baytag, the defensive coordinator, you got to get your guys in the huddle and say, reset, new game. You got to get your juice back. Look, Dwenger's got all the momentum after that touchdown, but if you stuff him here, force a field goal attempt at the minimum, you're right back in this.
Now, as I was told by our incredible statistician, Matt Heinekamp, pick here by Roncalli, you cannot advance it. It's a dead ball, just like college.
That's right.
You go out and you regroup to Roncalli's offensive possession.
Yeah, I think so.
So the Saints will have it. 4 bites the apple. This is the first attempt by either team in the second overtime, even at 7 apiece. Kaufman and the Saints still in their huddle. Now they break it. A wide receiver to the left and to the right. Kaufman in the gun. His tailback is Campbell, who's heroic, saved this week 1 matchup for Bishop Dwenger. Kaufman changes things to the line. Set in the gun. Ball in between the hash marks. Hand to Campbell, right side, and he's going to pick up a couple. Make it 3, perhaps, if we're generous. Second and goal from the 7.
Good job by the Roncalli defense there to stand up to Campbell. He's broken a few tackles tonight to get extra yardage. Not so there. Good form tackling there by the Roncalli defense.
They will call it a gain of 3, so second and goal from the 7. 25 on the play clock. The Saints taking their time in their huddle. They do have 1 timeout to their name still. 1 wide receiver to the right and 1 to the left. A back on either side of Kaufman. He'll take the snap. Rolls right, calls his own number, and fights forward, dives forward. Is he short? No, he's short at the 1. Third and goal from the 1 for the Saints. Well-timed run on the quarterback draw by Kaufman.
A little bit of a delay, but that opened wide up for Kaufman there on the right side. The Dwenger offensive line getting their mojo back, able to open up a scene for him. A good tackle by Roncalli there at the goal line, but they got their work cut out for them here inside the 1.
And you already saw the diving effort from Campbell in the first overtime. All it takes is basically a half a yard for the Saints to strike and make it 13-7. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kaufman in the gun. And they'll put Campbell out in the slot now.
Watch Campbell in the motion here.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it going to be motion or not? Kaufman under center, quarterback keeper. First effort, he didn't get there. Second effort, he did.
Well, they haven't signaled
they haven't
yet.
marked it yet, but I think he's in. Let's see.
No, short. Wow.
Fourth and goal to go for the Saints.
It looked like the whole pile of bodies fell into the end zone, but apparently Kaufman did not.
Decision time for Bishop Dwenger. Do you take the chip shot or do you roll the dice and go for it on what's a fourth and goal from the half?
Fourth and inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to go for this. I think if you're the Saints, I'd get right back under center and try to sneak it again, to be honest.
Well, here it is. This is the first attempt of the second OT, so either way, Roncalli's going to get the ball, but is it with just 7 on the board or 13 for the Saints? Fourth and goal from the half-yard line. Kaufman under center. Royals go heavy set defensively. Kaufman hard count and a timeout taken by Dwenger. They're last.
You don't hate that. You know, for the Roncalli defensive coaches, you can teach talk to your offensive line about getting low. You got to get underneath the legs of the offensive lineman here and hope you create a big pile of bodies there that Kaufman can't get through. Kaufman's a tough kid, but he's not a very big kid, right? You know, it's if I was Dwenger, I'd even be tempted here to put Campbell taking the snap under center if he's comfortable with it, because that kid's tough and quite a bit bigger, but he's also got his hands on his knees. He's out of breath. Both of these teams and these kids are just fighting tooth and nail to keep this game alive.
Anytime you have a goal to go at the half-yard line, I think back to a game Roncalli wound up losing my senior year against Chittard. Same situation. He needed a half yard. It looked like at that point, I'm taking us way back in the memory banks here, but Roncalli got the stop initially, and then the extra effort beat him.
Yep.
It's just so tough to win in the trenches for half a yard.
We don't need to bring up Chittard on this broadcast.
Well, hey, I'm just pulling out memories in a week 1 overtime game. I'm sorry. I'll save it for week 3 when things are more welcoming.
That's right. That's right. Oh, at least a chance for the Roncalli defense to catch their breath here. As we talked about in overtime, this is their second possession in a row on the field. You know, if you're Dwenger, I don't know that you change the play call here, right? But maybe you talk to your offensive line about some technique that they want to follow here.
Fourth and goal from the half-yard line for Dwenger. 7-7. First attempt of second overtime for either team. Kaufman directly under center has basically tush-push all behind him. Snap is low. He's pushing.
I don't think
he did not get there. Let's wait for the signal.
Wow.
Defensive stand by Roncalli, and all they need is a field goal now to walk out of Fort Wayne with a W.
Incredible stand there by the Roncalli defensive line to just completely stonewall the offensive line. We just talked about it. The Kaufman kid's not a big kid, right? So he's going to really rely on that offensive line to get a push. They did not. And now Roncalli is completely in the driver's seat. Jimmy, to your point, you know, a field goal wins it, but you don't want to just bank on that, right?
And correct, you're asking Austin Bradley, who just had his first varsity minutes, be an extra point to give Roncalli the lead here in overtime. Ordinarily, I would say 3 to Jarvis, and then let's kick it and go
Absolutely.
home. What, is that still the same?
And 2 hands on the football, right? There can be no situation here where that ball is punched out. So, number 1, no penalties. You got to be clean with the snap and try to pick up 2 or 3 in a cloud of dust. Yeah, and I think, Jimmy, on that, obviously the sneak's coming. I think Roncalli got some of those big boys, Luke Schott and Brian Espinoza down on the interior. Those are some big bodies to move.
2 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left for Roncalli. First and goal from the 10. 4 bites the apple for the Royals. We're tied at 7. Roncalli scores. The game is over. In the gun is Staley. Cowan, low snap. Handoff Jarvis. He lost the football. Saints have it. Third overtime. What's the one thing you said is ball security. It bites the Royals, and we'll go to a third.
It's literally the only thing you can't do. And it was a decent snap. It wasn't a great snap, but it looked like Staley bobbled it just a bit. Tried to get it to Jarvis. He wasn't able to handle it, and that's just a killer. A 6th turnover of the game for Roncalli.
Well,
and Roncalli's offense got to go right back out there, you know. I don't know if we're leaving here tonight, Jimmy.
Never getting home.
Somebody call the Hampton.
Dad has to get to Terre Haute by 8:30.
Oh, boy. Well, the Royals are going to have to go back out there to start overtime number 3, and in a week one matchup that has had about everything minus high scoring. Dan said it. One thing he can't have is a turnover there. Third fumble of the game for Jarvis. Whether you want to blame that on Staley or Jarvis, I'll leave that for the cooler on Monday. Roncalli now with the football to start overtime number 3, and this time a score just keeps hope alive for them, for their defense to win it.
I don't know. I'd like to look up how many games Roncalli's won in their history with 6 turnovers. It's a tough feat, but
it's a very short list.
It's not over yet, though.
2 wide receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Staley in the gun on first and goal from the 10. Low snap. He'll roll right. Staley in trouble. Rolling right. Pressure coming. He's got to get rid of it. Staley jump throw incomplete.
And hopefully he was able to get that pass away. It looks like they're marking him out of bounds there, which is a huge loss for Roncalli.
I thought he got rid of it first, Dan, but
he needs to throw that. He took it too far to the sideline. He's got to get rid of that ball sooner. That's a crucial backbreaking
play. It's a loss of 5 on the sack, and it's first and goal from the 15 for a Roncalli offense that's still trying to find itself through the air tonight. Second and goal from the 15. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, as Staley did not get that pass off before he landed out of bounds. And now the Saints might pin their ears back and pressure the senior. Second and goal from the 15. Ball far hash. Staley takes a low snap. Pressure coming. Looking right. Throws back.
Got a man.
That's a man wide open. Luke Rader dropped it. Oh, my. Luke Rader dropped the ball, and it's third and goal from the 15.
No one within 5 yards, Jimmy. Sometimes those are the hardest ones to catch. It dropped right in his bread basket, and he just dropped it.
Cool hand Luke wide open. Even the senior can make a mistake. And now it's third and goal from the 15.
And Dwenger brought pressure and got home initially. Callan Staley did a great job to stay out of it. Found Luke Rader.
That was the most impressive pocket presence we've seen from Staley all night. And unfortunately, it's dropped in the end zone. Third and goal from the 15 for Roncalli. You figure 4 down territory with where the distance is, depending on how much you want to trust Bradley in this situation. Low snap. Staley looking left, looking right, steps in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got green grass. Staley trying to find the edge. He's going to score. Callan Staley, touchdown, and it's 13-7. Royals, talk about a rabbit out of your hat in week 1.
Callan Staley, are you kidding me, young man? Just making plays. He put the ball in the breadbasket of his most trustworthy wide receiver the play before. That play, nobody's open on the back end. He scrambles, run all the way across the field. That's just an incredible play there by Callan Staley. Now, again, as you mentioned, Jimmy, Austin Bradley here needs to convert on this PAT to really put the pressure on the Saints.
Bradley going to try for the PAT to make it 14-7 Roncalli. Bradley gets set with his pre-kick ritual. And the Saints moved early. Flags are going to fly. Kick is up. It's good. Royals will decline it. Doesn't matter, but the Saints moved early. From my vantage point, I could be wrong on that. No, Roncalli moved early, so they'll bump it back.
Yeah, it looked like Roncalli, they snapped down quick, trying to maybe catch the Saints to jump. You don't really need that in this situation, and it looked like the left side may have started just a tad early.
So now you'll make it a little tougher on Bradley. And
Bradley has not start. He hasn't kicked these hard through the uprights, right? So I understand it's still just a 25-yard PAT, but he's got to put some more leg into it to get it there.
So Austin Bradley for this extended PAT off of the penalty yardage. Going to try to make it 14-7 Roncalli. Basically from 25. Yep. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good.
It looked like that time Dwenger was offsides, but
I think it should be on Dwenger, and it is offside. You'll decline it. Call it you can't decline it because it's being a dead ball? Okay, so they'll make Bradley do it again.
Getting his workout. Hey, but he's hit 2 in a row, so he's got the confidence.
I have a post-game, I have a philosophical question for you about that being a dead ball call.
Are you going to ask if they could just continue to do that?
Yeah, that's my thought, right? Yeah, why not? What are we doing?
Just take your chance. Yeah.
Travesty to the game.
So it'll be back basically at the original spot for the PAT, and we'll see if Bradley can pull up ice water in his veins. Third time.
You're absolutely right, Jimmy. If I'm Dwenger and I'm the coaching staff,
just jump off. If that's all it is.
Yeah. Obviously not intentionally, but try to time it as perfectly as you can, because if it's going to be a dead ball, you're going to get another shot anyways.
So we'll do it a third time, and this is the third overtime. Bradley on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Bradley again. Ice water for Bradley. He's hyped. The Royals are hyped. 14-7 Roncalli, one defensive stop away from a Week 1 win.
Hey, great for that kid, man. You got to kick the ball 3 times in a row in a really high-pressure situation, and good job by the Roncalli PAT team to hold up there and not allow anybody to seek through.
So here in the third overtime, 14-7 Roncalli on the Marian University scoreboard. All of this on the Alderson Radio Network. The Roncalli defense has been on the field for 28 minutes. That scoring drive, by the way, 3 plays, 10 yards, 15-yard touchdown run by Callan Staley to save the day. Kaufman under center in the eye on this 1st and goal from the 10. Kaufman, handoff, right side to Campbell. He tries to bounce out. He will not. He'll gain maybe a yard. 2nd and goal from the 9.
And a good job by the Roncalli defense there, team tackling, not allowing Campbell to break and get away there. He's such a tough runner. You can't just expect him to go down after the first contact.
So 2nd and goal from the 9 on the 1-yard carry from Campbell. 1 wide receiver to the left and 1 to the right. Kaufman in the gun this time. He has Campbell to his right side, and I believe Fabini to his left. Kaufman takes the snap, delayed handoff to Campbell. He'll push forward, and he's going to pick up 4. Call it 3rd and about 5.
And again, the benefit of Dwenger's offense having the ball second here. They know this is 4-down territory, obviously, so I like the play call there to just try to pick up a few more, give yourself 2 shots at the end zone here.
They'll call it from the 6. So 3rd and goal from the 6. Royals going to have a late sub off. And we will see now with 15 on the play clock and no timeouts to Dwenger's credit. They got to pick up the pace a little bit here. Down to 10 as they break the huddle. 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left. I formation again for Kaufman. 3 on the play clock. It's a play action. They loft to the end zone. Oh, it's going to be pass interference on Roncalli. I would argue that was over the head, but they're going to give it to the Saints on either a hold or PI. See what they call.
Yeah, they tried to sneak the tight end out there for a quick pop pass, and Hegwood was all over it, but because of the hesitation, the contact was made. Looked like when the ball was in the air. It was borderline, and to your credit, Jimmy, that ball was sailing way over. It wasn't catchable.
I don't know that he's making that catch. That's... So after the penalty is reassessed, it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. Half the distance on the penalty. I formation again this time for the Saints. Kaufman under center. Royals show pressure. Kaufman, direct snap to the fullback. He fights forward. He's in. He is in for the touchdown. Well, no signal yet, but I think he's in. Let's see. No signal.
No.
And he's short.
No signal, yeah.
He's got to. They still haven't signaled yet.
There's nobody laying in the end zone.
5 officials are there. Nobody's in the end zone. They're going to bring in the white hat. Let's see what happens.
I thought he was in pretty easily. Again, the massive bodies definitely made it to the end zone. It's just another.
It is a touchdown.
Yeah.
What's the back judge have to do with anything?
What does the back judge call the touchdown? That's a great point.
Now,
we'll see what Dwenger does here, Jimmy. Do they want to try to end this going for 2? Or yeah, they do. The players want 2, and it looks like the coaching staff's going to leave them out there.
Well, I would personally, with how this thing's gone, despite a half hour on the field.
Now, they don't have any timeouts.
I would take the Roncalli defense out there, though.
They don't have any timeouts, and this clock's running right now. They're still trying to decide what to do.
I believe they're going to go. The Saints are going to go for it to try to end it here. Ball game on the line, 15 on the play clock. 2-point try. A wide receiver on either side for Kaufman. His tailback is Campbell, and now the play clock's off. Campbell in the eye. And a timeout taken by the Saints. They don't have any on the board. Does it reset, Matt, at overtime?
Okay.
You get 1? Okay, so they have 1 left. Just didn't reset on the scoreboard.
That makes sense. All right, we'll see, Jimmy. Here we go. I mean, I totally agree with this call from Dwenger to try to end this here. Half of it's for the safety of the players, man. These guys have been out here for 3 hours.
You're not kidding. This has been a long, long night. And you want to stay with us for a long, extended post-game show. Plenty of ads to make up with a game that's featured prior to overtime. Maybe 3 total timeouts, maybe. So we hope you'll stay with us all throughout. The Saints are going to go for 2 after a rush from Jordan Fabini on a 3-yard carry. He's able to dive forward and give the Saints that score, but instead of taking the PAT and playing for a 4th overtime, the Saints want to end it on their own terms here at home.
And if you're the Saints, you got to get this ball into the hands of Campbell, right? He's been your workhorse all night.
Yep. Well, now it looks like a Wildcat look, Dan.
Yeah, and Campbell's the center of that, so he's going to get the direct snap and run with it.
So let's see where they go. In theory, it would be Campbell. As Dan mentioned, Wildcat look for him. They're going to let him, who's been the hero tonight, try to win this ball game, and the Royals want a timeout. Now the formation's out there.
Yep, good timeout. You got it. You might as well use it. Like our statistician Matt Heinekamp said, if this starts over again to another time OT, which it won't if they're going for 2, but if it did, you get 1 back.
Campbell is the junior tailback here. Is there any world in this Wildcat where you think he takes it out of his hands? That game he's had, I assume it's him the whole way regardless of the formation.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's got to be him or Kaufman. And, again, with the size of Campbell, I think I'd fully expect, it's the old Jason over-the-top play that Roncalli ran back in the day when Matt Heinekamp was playing. Just snap the ball to your best player, see what happens.
Well, the Saints will break the huddle first on the sideline. The Royals still on their own sideline, getting set. Campbell still in a position that would indicate he's going to be the man in the shotgun in a Wildcat look. Alongside him, behind him is Cooper Campbell, and to his right side is Jordan Fabini. His left will be Xavier.
Roncalli defense has shown up in these spots all night. Can they do it again?
One more time on the 2-point try to decide this ball game. 14-13 Royals. Campbell takes the snap. Full head of steam left. He dives. He did.
Yeah, he got it.
2-point try is successful. And the Saints win this ball game 15-14 in triple overtime.
Wow. And that was
Campbell,
the same.
his second dive forward of the night, as you were about to allude to.
Exact same spot on the field. He got hit at about the 2-yard line, but just jumped over the Roncalli defender, extending it. Just a heck of a play, a heck of a game there by Campbell and the Saints. And, what an exciting week 1, Jimmy.
Yeah, we got a lot of breaks to make up for, but the Royals bested in an all-time classic in 3 overtimes, 15-14. Saints over the Royals in the state finals rematch. We'll be back in a couple minutes on the Roncalli Media Network.
Big on your next sports card find? Head to Hoosier Heat Sports Cards, your home for cards, collectibles, and all things sports. And now, every Roncalli ticket comes with a little extra heat. Check the back of your ticket for a $5 off $20 coupon to Hoosier Heat Sports Cards. So grab your ticket, catch the game, and then cash in on your next great find. Find out more at Hoosier-Heat.com. Hoosier Heat Sports Cards. Collect the moments, own the memories.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Alderson Commercial Group, we know successful teams are built on trust, discipline, and culture. That's true on the football field, and it's true in construction. Right here in central Indiana, we're proud to build commercial spaces that serve our communities every single day. But what matters most is how we do it. We're proud to be a trusted construction partner of Roncalli, Alderson Commercial Group, building business from business.
Since 1988, McGee and Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee and Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
No one cares about your home as much as you do. You deserve to be comfortable and know you're receiving expert care. That's why Peterman is dedicated to service with significance. We provide continuous support and training to our field professionals, helping them be experts in their fields. We listen to you to give you the best possible service so you can feel confident in your home. Next time you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, let Peterman handle it.
It's time for the Piazza Produce Postgame Show on the Roncalli Media Network. Piazza Produce. Freshness you can count on.
Welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School as we roll along on the Piazza Produce postgame show. For Piazza Produce, trust the family-owned Piazza Produce to distribute the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across central Indiana. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and a freshness you can count on every game. This is the Piazza Produce post-game show. Let's take a look at your drive summaries. Roncalli, pretty sparse for both teams until we get to the overtimes, but Roncalli throws an interception early in this ball game that ended a 9-play, 54-yard drive. Dwenger had a 10-play, 70-yard drive that ended with a missed field goal. Punt by Roncalli, punt by Dwenger, turnover on downs by Roncalli, a missed field goal by Dwenger. Another pick thrown by Roncalli, this now in the second quarter. A punt from Dwenger, and that ended the half. Dwenger would get a field goal opportunity in the third quarter. That was no good. That one blocked by Will Hegwood. A punt by Roncalli for their first possession of the third quarter. They then turned Dwenger over on downs before Roncalli threw yet another interception, third of the night for Callan Staley. Dwenger would then be forced to punt. Roncalli would fumble in consecutive drives. A Dwenger punt sandwiched in there. One more Dwenger punt, and then Roncalli basically just playing for overtime at that point. In the first overtime, Roncalli would get their first bite of the apple. That would be a 3-yard touchdown run by Alex Jarvis to make it 7-0 Roncalli after the Austin Bradley PAT. Dwenger would answer with a touchdown of their own. Then, after Dwenger's extension from Campbell for that touchdown, a heroic effort for him, Dwenger would go for their start of the second overtime. It was their turn to lead things offensively. They were turned over on downs. Roncalli would then line up. Dan Lauk mentioned it time and time again. You cannot have a turnover. You have to take care of the football. The first play, again, whether it was Staley or Jarvis, we'll leave that up to the film room of Roncalli tomorrow morning. The ball is coughed up immediately and recovered by Dwenger. Roncalli would have to go back out there after a drop pass in the corner of the end zone by Luke Rader on a, at the time, 2nd and 15 drop. On 3rd and 15, Callan Staley saves this ball game at the time for Roncalli, a 15-yard scamper and 3 attempts on different penalties for the PAT before Bradley's able to put it right down Broadway, made it 14-7. Dwenger would then score on a Campbell touchdown run, and then the Saints would decide we're going to end it on our own terms. And for the second time tonight, heroic extension there by Campbell. Heck of a game for him. Makes it 15-14, and the Saints win this state finals rematch. Dan, you can go any pathway you want to unpack what's going to be a tough, long 2-hour bus ride home for the Royals.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think the story of the game is this gentleman standing back here, Colin Campbell. I mean, that's a heck of a football player that put his team on his back twice in a row, stretching for the goal line, and you just got to tip your hat to a player like that that's able to make those plays at the end of the game. You know, I think for Roncalli, I don't think I'm crazy here to say it's one of the sloppiest games I've watched for Roncalli since I've been watching, and that's been a long time. And maybe that's a silver lining, right? You're able to go to triple overtime with the defending state champs, and you didn't play very well, at least offensively. Now, I think defensively, there's a lot to build on. I mean, there's a lot of standouts defensively. I think the tackling can improve. But you look at guys like Carson Keller, 11 tackles, 2 of them for loss. I thought Will Hegwood on the back end was a playmaker. A guy like Nolan Denny, 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. I really loved Mikey Dillon at the corner position when he stepped in for Ryder Douglas after the turnover. So a lot of good to look at defensively. Got to clean it up offensively.
We're going to step aside and be back with more on the Piazza Produce postgame show after this on the Roncalli Media Network. Saints win it 15-14 in triple overtime.
1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
In every game, there's one player who stands above the rest. One who makes the impossible possible. Gallagher's is proud to celebrate that player. The standout star who took the game to the next level. And who better to honor this exceptional athlete than Gallagher's? Congratulations to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game. Celebrate with friends and family at Gallagher's.
Welcome back to the Piazza Produce postgame show from Dwenger High School. Saints victorious over the Royals 15-14 in triple overtime. Now time to hand out our player of the game. Brought to you by Gallagher's. Head to Gallagher's Pizza tonight for delicious food and ice-cold beverages. At Gallagher's, every meal matches the excitement of the game. Would love to have a Gallagher's Pizza tonight. No such luck with a 2-hour drive home. Going to miss the last call there. So instead, we'll make do with raising one from afar to Gallagher's. And your player of the game tonight, a lot of deliberation at times, but it was solidified in that third overtime.
Yeah, I mean, we went back and forth, right? And I already talked about the Roncalli defensive players that stood out. I think the defense, can feel good about the way they played tonight. They didn't force any turnovers, but, were stout when they needed to be inside the red zone. We were originally going to look at Will Hegwood as the potential player of the game here, but it's going to go to Callan Staley tonight. His first start in his career at quarterback for Roncalli didn't have the best game overall, right? And we're just going to be honest, this is more of a play of the game, right? And his ability to show up when it mattered most. Pressure in his face there in overtime, able to scramble out of it after a back-breaking play with the drop touchdown previously, and able to find the end zone. I think, that really stood out to me, his resilience and his ability to get the ball in the end zone. So Callan Staley, our player of the game tonight.
He is tonight's player of the game, brought to you by our friends from Gallagher's. On the Marian University scoreboard, it reads Saints 15, Royals 14 in triple overtime. We'll be back to wrap things up for the final time after this on the Piazza
Produce postgame show on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Alderson.
Owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Generations of Roncalli families know what it means to build a legacy. At Alderson Commercial Group, we understand that lasting success is built the same way, with strong foundations, trusted relationships, and a commitment to doing things right. We're proud to have recently built the Bergamo Courtyard for Roncalli, a space that reflects community, tradition, and the next generation of leaders Roncalli continues to shape. Alderson Commercial Group, serious, real, face forward.
Your Catholic printing partner is 4 Marks Printing, a one-stop shop for all your ministry needs. Whether you need custom apparel, mugs, stickers, lanyards, and other merchandise, you can count on 4 Marks Printing. Contact today at 4marksprinting.com.
Welcome back for the final time on the Piazza Produce post-game show. Saints best the Royals on the Marian University scoreboard, 15-14, your final in 3 overtimes. Now time for our fan of the game, brought to you by 4 Marks Printing. Your Catholic printing partner is 4 Marks Printing, a one-stop shop for all your ministry needs, custom apparel and merchandise at 4marksprinting.com. For the sake of comedy and parody here on the Roncalli Media Network, we're going to give this one to Rich Cook, who just celebrated his 70th birthday. A big Roncalli fan in his own right. Here's your 4 Marks Printing fan of the game. For the official fan of the game, in terms of the package that goes along with that, I know that Therese Carson and Tina Hayes in our advancement office are working to make that a very special package. Stay tuned to the Roncalli socials on Twitter and Instagram for the official announcement of that fan of the game. But tonight we'll tip a cap to Rich Cook, him tonight's fan of the game. Up next for the Royals will be a matchup against Franklin Central, the first of a 2-game homestand for Roncalli. Chittard follows FC next week. Derek O'Connor will be alongside in the booth for that one, as we could only afford to have Dan on a 3-game contract this season. Jokes aside, great to have you back in the booth, my friend, and some final thoughts on what's going to be at best a learning moment for Roncalli in week 1.
Absolutely a learning moment. Lots to clean up, obviously, and it doesn't get any easier next week. I'm looking at the score right now. Franklin Central defeated Plainfield tonight 31-7, and they are an extremely talented football team. They've got Division I commits across the board there, including Jace Brewer, who's going to Michigan on defense. So Royals are going to have their hands full. Obviously it's nice to get back to the home confines, so that'll help. And there's going to be some talent to match up against next week. But I think if we can clean up the turnovers, clean up the penalties, we'll be competitive and hopefully get out with a win.
The executive director of the Roncalli Media Network is Therese Carson. Our technical director is AJ Avalong and his student crew. Matt and Allison Heinekamp, the gift that keeps on giving for our statistician team, doing a tremendous job all throughout the offseason, getting the media guide ready to go for us and making us sound better with some fun factoids throughout this evening. My partner tonight, the incomparable Dan Lauk, and I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, our final in this one, Saints best the Royals in 3 overtimes on the Marian University scoreboard. 15-14 your final. The Saints improved to 1-0. The Royals fall to 0-1, and will look to bounce back when they host FC next week. And until we talk to you from Bob Tully Field for the home opener next Friday night, this is Jimmy Cook saying so long, everybody.